With the first pick of the 2020, the Washington Nationals, Eli
Maybe I'm a wreck, maybe I'm the reason you don't ever wanna text. Maybe I don't text, maybe I'm just really trying to get this off my chest. And I'ma fuck up, you yell it in my face and we're falling out of love. Love it when you and all your friends talking shit like I didn't hear a single word you said. Symmetry, you're the girl of my dreams. Everything is never what it seems. Remember at my place, we would go to sleep right as the sun would catch your face. I ain't throwing shade, but I can't catch a break. I wish I had a nickel for every time you blame me for all of your mistakes. Swear to God I try, but I don't think you'll ever change. Always been the same thing, breaking boys' hearts insane, but I'm still here. And I'll keep waiting on you to walk through the door and save it all. And I'll never say sorry, but you know I am. And we can never go back on the shit we said. What's next? A couple drinks in the back of your Corolla. Forget it in the morning. It's never been the same since we cut it off. What's forever when the memories are running on? Don't last long, far too hard, fell so far, but I'm still here. And I'll keep waiting on you to walk through the door and save it all. Yeah, I'm still here, and I'll keep waiting on you to walk through the door and fuck this all.
Welcome to our Washington Nationals rebuild, our first rebuild post MLB Draft, and thus our first with the new prospects in the 2025 draft. Today we're going to be rebuilding the Washington Nationals, who had the first overall pick, and drafted Eli Willits, who's going to be the central focus of this entire rebuild. The shortstop out of high school ends up being one of the youngest players ever drafted in the history of Major League Baseball, and the youngest since Ken Griffey Jr. And we're going to be in a really interesting spot because he's actually not as close as some of the other prospects we have in our system. So let's kind of get into this system and see what we're looking at as we get into what we're going to be doing today. Eli Willits, son of former MLB player Reggie Willits, was the first overall pick this year, which was kind of a surprise for most people because they expected it to be Ethan Holliday or Kade Anderson, who were drafted a little bit later. Now, the high school shortstop was drafted not just because of monetary value, though that did have some sort of impact. It allowed the Nationals to sign some college players later on, as well as some other pitchers and high school players that they were able to get and spend a little bit more of their bonus pool on. From a broad perspective, yes, he is not technically the highest of value, but he's still very good. One of the more well-rounded, I guess, position players in high school. He is a pretty balanced prospect across the board with everything except for really power. He doesn't really have a big, strong bat, but he's good at contact. He's got a good build. He's toolsy. He's a switch hitter, has a lot of value that we could see, and he could really provide a lot at shortstop in the future for the Washington Nationals. I think the main reason this pick was a little bit confusing, though, was because Willits is further away, and his core is actually pretty well built up already with James Wood, Dylan Crews in the waiting in the wings in the minor leagues right now. They've got Mackenzie Gore, who's pitching really well this year, CJ Abrams, who's been pretty good. I still think Luis Garcia has some potential. They've got a lot of guys who I think are ready right now, and Willits might take a while. We're not looking at a 1 to 2 year development you normally get from college players like Ethan Holliday would have been, and instead you're talking about 3 to 4 before you really can end up expecting him being productive at the major league level. Now, we don't necessarily know this. This could be completely incorrect. I'm not a GM in any way, so I'm not going to act like I know everything about this prospect. But the window creates some issues because we already have James Wood and Mackenzie Gore performing pretty well at the major league level, which means that in several years they're going to cost money. And the Nationals historically have not necessarily been able to retain the guys that cost money. It's not that they haven't tried. Bryce Harper, they did try, they just didn't pay him enough. Harper left. Rendon, he left because of money. They had to trade Trey Turner because of money. They had to trade Max Scherzer because of money. They had to trade Juan Soto because of money. Now, they have still given out extensions and contracts before to guys like Steven Strasburg to develop around. So they're not necessarily against spending money, and we're not going to be against it either. But over time, this does create issues. Can this team be productive while we still retain our guys before they cost a lot? Or are we going to fail to develop fast enough, especially if our whole focus is building around Willits himself? And I think the other challenge that's going to provide us is how we're going to effectively create ourselves a realistic depiction of this. I know that currently in MLB The Show, I could go in and just say contract extension to all these guys, and we'll be fine, and we'll be set. However, the Nationals are not known for doing this. In fact, they are generally forced to be competitive with most of the other teams. And so the way we're going to try to represent this is I would love to keep James Wood. I would love to keep Mackenzie Gore in this core. I think it's going to be really interesting to see. But extensions just aren't what they do. We're going to allow these guys to go in free agency, and we're going to compete. We're going to overpay, but we're going to compete to try to keep Gore and Wood on this team in the future. That also means that free agency is not necessarily going to be a big piece of this. And really, building this team is still going to be pretty difficult over the next several years if we can't retain everybody. But is retaining everybody really the long-term goal? From a shallow perspective, we have CJ Abrams. Why did they draft a shortstop when they do need more pitching talent to supplement, Mackenzie Gore? However, from a more deeper team building perspective, maybe they don't believe that CJ Abrams is actually a franchise shortstop for them to build around anyways, and he will be gone by the time Willits is available at the major league level. Or maybe they think Willits will be a different position. Whatever it ends up being, we're talking about a little bit of overlap at every position, and they still have an incredibly weak pitching staff. We, thankfully, because this is MLB The Show, have the number 1 overall pick this year, and needing to supplement our pitching staff, our starting pitchers, and not going to be using free agency to do so. I think the goal really is to see if we can get a good ace, but I'm not going to deny the opportunity to get a really good position player if possible, but we've kind of got that pretty well set. And so to stop my rambling, so I don't continuously talk, the Nationals have been pretty good at drafting players, and I'm going to believe that Willits is going to be the guy. I think they've done a pretty good job at drafting guys, especially at pick number 1 in the past. So, today we're going to basically do an entire career sim of Eli Willits and see what he can become over his career in Washington. See if we can get him a couple titles, see if we can get him awards, or see if he's just a role player in the future. I'm hoping that it's not the latter. I'm hoping that we can see some great success, but no matter what, I can expect that we can build a really, really good team. So our challenges really are all going to be monetarily and making sure that we are forcing ourselves to not sign free agents at all. No free agents whatsoever. Every player we have comes from our system and our system alone. I'm willing to do trades because that is something they've done in the past, but I want to make sure every trade that I do, I lose, because otherwise it's not fair. And generally, once again, the Nationals often lose the trade, in quotation marks, because honestly, I think that, they got Mackenzie Gore out of a deal. They got James Wood out of a deal. They've done okay on some of these trades. So we'll see what we can do going into this first year. See what we can draft with our first pick. Add maybe another generational talent to a board of another group of players, or maybe just supplement a pitching staff that could use some help beyond Mackenzie Gore. And see how long it takes us to get Willits up to the major league level to possibly produce. Also, just to see what James Wood can do in his time now at the major leagues as an elite left fielder. For those of you wondering about the roster, I am using BigIrrelevant. Post-draft, this is my own rosters. Just a note, I honestly know I'm using my own rosters. I have all the prospects in it. I just needed to make one that had them, and then I needed to adjust the potentials. So I did put this on the vault so that you can use it. This is really the first rebuild I've used with this, so it's not perfectly tested, but we're just here for fun anyways. So we'll see what we end up getting in this simulation. Maybe we'll get some fun situations. And just to take a quick cursory glance over the prospects, so that way you guys can see them as well before we get into them. We do have some very, very interesting looking prospects like Brian Seo. We also can see there are some still good position players like William Rich could be very interesting. We also have, the prospect range of what you see from an Alexis Trujillo type prospect. That guy's not going to be that, though. So we'll see what we can end up getting. We're going to take our time, try to get as many guys at top. I don't want to miss on this pick, though I'm pretty confident that if we are in a risky situation, I don't know what we're going to get. We're just going to take the top pitcher on the board because we need that anyways, and we'll see what ends up being available for the rest of the draft and see what we can add to this team. And we can expect this season to be pretty bad. Maybe we'll get another first-round pick over and over and over again. Mackenzie Gore is going to be out for 1 to 2 months. We might not be good, but talk about confidence and what we could become. James Wood, we're not even that far into the season, but he's leading the way with a .353 average, 18 home runs, and 36 RBIs for us, leading the MVP race. I like it. I like what he can become. I'm hoping that we'll be able to lock him up in, I don't know, 6 years. As we get to our draft, I kind of made a good big board, mainly filled with pitchers. I did spend the time at the beginning making sure I had the pitchers correct. We focused on those guys, but I did go look for position players, see if I could find a generational guy, see if I could find a really interesting talent near the top. Was unable to do so, so I think we are going to be taking a starting pitcher, which is why I have 4 on the top of my board. The guy that I have on the top of my board of any is going to be Glenn Sennett. Now, Glenn Sennett was originally ranked 2nd, and he is ranked 4th on our board. He's not technically the highest of all these pitchers. However, I think we're focused more on traits than we're focused on ability, and I love that he's almost ready already. He's a college senior pitcher, lefty, who's going to really want to be here anyways. 67 to 72 overall, 88 to 93 potential, and he's got good hits per 9, Ks per 9, and walks per 9. Probably going to be the best guy in this class. The actual number 1 guy on the board, though, is Luis Avalos. Now, I do think he will be good, but I look at him more as a sketchier prospect. Far more of a range of possible success. Maybe he's going to be fantastic, but with the traits that I like being a little bit lower, I don't necessarily know if it matters as much. And for reference, the top position player, who I would take if I needed a position player not pitching, is William Rich, who I think has really, really good traits at left field, but we have no need for him. I wish him success wherever he ends up, which will probably be either the Angels or the Mariners. And he's going to be really, really good, but we don't need him. And yeah, let's see what our pitchers look like. And before we begin, too, I also want to point out we don't have Brian Seo, who was originally the number 1 guy, who I pointed out might be generational. Scouted him. He just isn't on the board at all. So we're going to keep note of that name because there's a chance he could come back. Anyways, we're going to take Sennett with the first pick. At the All-Star break, we are 41 and 56, just a half game behind the Marlins inside the NL East, meaning that we are kind of actually contending to try to keep this bottom spot in the entire league. I guess the Guardians are the worst, but we'll see what we can end up doing to keep that spot and see if we can just develop our guys. When we take a look at All-Stars, you can see it's actually a very, very good pitching season across the National League this year, including 2 guys from the Reds dominating the way. We don't have really any except for the 1 guy, James Wood, as an all-star. He's now down to 298, hitting 34 home runs, 76 RBIs. So I don't know if the MVP is in the books for him, but he could get the home run title. Also, somehow Willits didn't make the Futures game. I would have showed it, but he didn't even make it. We're going to call him up to AA. In his first at-bat, he's going to take the first pitch strike because I'm accidentally controlling it. Eli Willits in AA. I'm excited to see what he can end up being. He's the number 5th ranked prospect in all of baseball. Switch over and let's see. What does he look like in his first at-bat, leading off for the Harrisburg Senators here in AA? Takes the ball, actually, that's a strike. 0-2 count for Willits. Will his first at-bat be anything special? Nope, that's a strikeout in 3 pitches. Maybe in his second at-bat he can see better success, which I'm hoping he will, because I really want to see him get a hit here in this AA performance. With the pitch, he hits it. It's going to go to the gap, but it's not going to be enough. Is it going to get over his head? It is not. But hey, that's some good power from Willits in his first actual contact with the ball. Maybe he'll find some better success in his third at bat. I just want to see him get a hit here down at Double A. And hope he doesn't have an O for. Ugh. Yikes, dude. Look at the ball. Hit it if it's in the zone. You scare me if you're going to hit like that. Come on, give me a hit, though. Against Will Bednar. Strike up high, 0-2 count. And with the third pitch for Bednar. He does jump back. I was afraid he was going to swing at it anyways. 1-2 countdown for Willits. With a pitch. Hits that one foul. Makes contact. Almost takes out somebody in the bullpen. Dugout. I'm always confused by that, like, sideline bullpen areas. 2-2 count after the ball inside. Good contact. That one cracked off the bat. Is it going to get to the gap? It's not. Another good. He's showing some power. I like to see that. Can that power translate, though, as now he's got a man on third, down by 1. Is he clutch? Can he get hits when there's men on base? Can he get hits at all? With the pitch, swing and a miss on the ball inside. Please don't go over on your first Double A game. Don't lower my expectations. They're already kind of low. With the pitch, ball high, he misses. 1-1 count.
Strike, here's the pitch.
Pop foul. That's going to be a 1-2 count for Willits. With the pitch. Fouls that one off too. He's fighting. He's got pretty good vision. He swung and missed at a couple balls inside. With a pitch. Swing and a miss. That's a strikeout with a man on third. And so no pressure. Top of the ninth, 2 outs with a man on first. Can Willits get his first minor league hit? Takes a strike painted by Trent Harris on the outside corner. 0-1 count. Cade Wallace is on first base. Can he hit him in? Can he get a hit at all? Any of those questions would be asked with a ball on a bat and not in a glove. With a pitch. Hits that one hard, but foul. Oh, 2 count, down to his last strike. Eli Willits is going to swing at that one, though it was low and out of the zone. Just kind of fighting for his life here to make sure he doesn't strike out 3 times in his first minor league appearance. With the pitch. Ball outside, 1-2. Just misses, too. Pitch. Fouled off. Wallace was running for second. Like it mattered, it's down to the last strike. Pitch again. Oh, he takes it. 3 Ks. He's fighting with the ref already, or the ump. He did not like the call. Not a good start for Eli Willits' minor league and professional baseball career. And so at the deadline, because we are not going to be ending up winning anything this season, I am going to trade Mike Soroka, who's on an expiring deal. We're going to get something back for him. We're going to get some prospects from the Cubs, who are first place in the NL Central. We're going to get back Porter Hodge, a relieving prospect, BJ Murray Jr., and Edgar Alvarez. Just kind of some C-tier potential prospects. Porter Hodge is definitely the best part of this deal. The other deal we're going to make is going to be a reliever deal. Kyle Finnegan, also on an expiring deal. We're going to trade him in division to the Phillies, who are leading our division right now. They need bullpen arms. And I'm just going to get a C potential prospect, Jordan Vyers, in return. I don't know if any of these guys that I got are really going to be valuable, but it's better to kind of maximize assets than nothing. Taking a look at our draft picks, I'm actually pretty happy with what we got. I think we got the lower end of what Senate ended up being, but still, he's a 68 overall, already has some pretty good stats on top of this. With 89 potential, I could see in 2 years this dude being phenomenal at the major league level. I like what he could be as a potential, not ace, he's not going to be a number 1, but he could be a number 2, maybe a number 3 pitcher alongside the rest of our staff. I was kind of hoping he'd be an ace, but he's not going to be. We got Luis Mora, just kind of a swing on a shortstop, ended up being 49 overall. I mean, not really anything. Could be a trade piece. Rodney Whitaker was a just kind of a random swing. I actually like his stats. Could be a pretty useful bullpen arm. And I like what he could be. Brister is somebody who's going to be a higher potential guy. This guy could be an ace if he takes the time to develop. That's our high school pitcher. Lima ends up being a pretty good random swing in the dark. And then Freitas. I mean, he could be up next year if we wanted him to be. And Luis Avalos, who was the actual number 1 guy on the board, entirely ends up having 93 potential. It'll be an interesting battle to see us and the A's to see if, you know, Avalos is better than Senate. Obviously by potential he should be, but I still think Senate's like actual stats are better. And because I gotta show my misses, Rob Pike was the top first baseman on the board at a 92 potential. And pretty good stats at that. This guy will be very, very good for the Giants. He was somebody who I took note of. I just didn't scout him, so I didn't want to take the risk with the number 1 overall pick. Though a poor start in his first game, he's actually put together a pretty good start so far. 26 games into the season. He's hitting 280 with a 358 on base percentage. I'd still give it 2 years till I think we bring him up. But he could see spring training time, potentially. Maybe not. Maybe we'll wait 2 years, like I said. Moving into the last month of the season, we are 58 and 79, last place in the East, though we are not necessarily last place entirely. The Cardinals are technically worse than us, and that's really it. The injury, I guess technically the Guardians still are too. But when we take a look at it, like, we didn't have our best pitcher for a good half of the season. Still think there's some gaps in the lineup. The main thing is just the pitching staff and the pitching rotation. We'll see what we can do to kind of supplement that in the offseason, make some trades to make some pieces because we are not signing any free agents. Maybe we can get a Rule 5 pickup, all of that. Or to help build it. I think the pitching is where we're pretty weak amongst anything. Actually, I don't think the lineup is terrible, but the pitching is pretty bad. So we'll see what we can do this offseason, and I'm just excited to see our guys develop. So we're going to finish season 70-92. Actually putting together a pretty good last month, winning 12 of those games at the end of the month. But, you know, kind of where we thought we'd be. Oh, he just misses out. No MVP. Shohei Ohtani takes that with 282, 40 home runs, 139 RBIs. James Wood, 287, 50 home runs, and 116 RBIs. This is a great season for him. Kade Marte, also really good. Cy Young, also Shohei Ohtani. He is annoying. Yeah. On the AL side, you can see Aaron Judge wins the MVP. 305, 50 home runs, 130 RBIs. And the Cy Young with a phenomenal year. Garrett Crochet, 208 with the 200 Ks. James Wood does take home the home run crown and the home run title with 50 homers, leading the way. And led the way in slugging percentage for 625. Your batting title and the league leader in batting average this year in the NL is Kade Marte with a 332 average. When it comes to hits, the leader was Freddie Freeman with 191 for the Los Angeles Dodgers. When it comes to home runs, we had that 50. Alonso was in second with 45. It's actually a pretty decent gap there in regards to that. Saves leader was a two-way tie behind Ryan Brazier and Robert Suarez, both with 50 for the Cubs and the Padres. ERA crown in the NL goes to Andrew Abbott with a 2.41, just beating out Shota Imanaga's 2.42. And your strikeout leader is Shohei Ohtani with 210. On the AL side, Stephen Kwan leads the way, tied with Tyler Soderstrom with a 315 batting average. For the Cleveland Guardians, your hits leader is going to be Jeremy Pena with 197, just above Tyler Soderstrom's 190. When it comes to home runs, a leader is going to be Aaron Judge with 50. 10 above second place is Isaac Paredes. Saves leader in the AL goes to Tommy Kahnle, who had 49 saves with the Detroit Tigers. ERA crown, Garrett Crochet, who did win the Cy Young this year. And your strikeout leader, Hunter Brown, with 213 Ks for the Astros. Taking a look at who got sent down for us. Cade Cavalli gets sent down with a 5.48 ERA and a 1.7 whip for him. Pretty mediocre season from the former first-round draft pick. In 2020. I don't think Cole Henry was up at the major league level. 5.75 wasn't very good. Derek Law 9.35 in his appearances. I don't think Brixey was. I don't think Salazar was. So at the major league level, Trevor Williams, 397 with a 128 whip is pretty decent in his minimal appearances. I'm gonna mess up this name. Shinosuke Ogasawara. Lefty, 527 with a 449 whip. It wasn't very good, even though I like his stats. So we're going to keep him around because I think he could be interesting if he can figure out how to get that whip down. Jose Ferrer with a 418 and a 133 whip. Jackson Rutledge never pitched. Mason Thompson, 322 with a 134 whip is pretty good. Porter Hodge, terrible. That's awful. It's like really bad. And then Luis Garcia, 247 with a 123 whip. That sucks that he's this old because he was actually really, really good for us and got 41 saves. Wow. All right. Anyways, DJ Hers, 3.8 with a 147 whip for him. Mitchell Parker, 4.32 with a 143. Jake Irvin, 3.16 with a 1.4 whip. Was actually a pretty good pitcher this year. Then Mackenzie Gore, though he spent a good part of the season injured, 3.09 with a 118 whip and 149 strikeouts. What a year. He is going to be so expensive. Taking a look at guys that got sent down in the lineup. Brady House, first round draft pick in 2021, 212 average. The 261 on base was pretty bad as a just kind of an all-around third baseman. Didn't really provide much value for us. I think the only other guy that was up was Darren Baker. Yeah, and he did really nothing throughout the season. When we take a look at the actual major leagues, Drew Milas, 204. Bleh. Ahmed Rosario, I think he was a free agent. I probably should have traded him. I just don't know if Ahmed Rosario has any value, so we'll just let him walk. 253, 3 home runs, and 32 RBIs. Paul DeYoung, 245 with 3 homers. Alex Call, 230 with 9 homers. Dalen Lyle didn't actually play. Jacob Young, 238 with 4 home runs, 44 RBIs, and at least 140 hits. I know he's not really a power guy, so that's something to take note of. James Wood was phenomenal this year. 50 home runs, 116 RBIs, 166 hits in 156 games, over 1,000 OPS, and 6.2 WAR, despite not being a great defensive outfielder. We'll take that. CJ Abrams, 20 homers, 276. Like to see that. 21 homers from Luis Garcia. Love that as a 274 average. Nathaniel Lau. Ooh. Lau? Brandon. Low. He's low. Brandon is low. 214 with 19 home runs and 63 RBIs. Josh Bell, 207 with 16 homers. Not good enough for a DH. Gilbert Reyes, 285, 18 homers, 50 RBIs, and Dylan Crews in his rookie season. Yikes. All right. I don't want to send him down. That was really bad. Was he at least good enough defensively to make up some? No, he wasn't. Yeah, I'm not necessarily certain what we're going to do here. Anyways, probably send maybe Crews down. We'll see what we can do in the offseason. When I said I'm not going to sign any free agents, I just mean I'm not going to sign any big ones. We'll keep the contracts under like $5 million and just see what we can do there. But yeah, we're going to have to build this team around this. It's not ready for next year yet. Taking a look at unrealistic situations, the Braves defeat the Red Sox in the 2025 World Series. But I suppose if they had Jerkson Profar, he was totally the answer to all their questions. World Series MVP. Acuna postseason MVP with Profar right behind that. And your postseason MVP on the AL side is Tristan Casas. Some idiot's actually going to do this. Why does he want $44 million? We have the 4th best odds for the top overall pick behind the Rockies, Cardinals, and Mets. See what we can do. See if we can add another top pick and top prospect to this team. Preferably more pitching talent to go with this team. I'm doubting our ability to keep Mackenzie Gore in the future. We do stay at 4. The Rockies falls 4 spots and the White Sox jump 4 spots. So we'll still be in position to get a good player. Looking at the start of the 2026 season, we are a little bit better than we were last year, though I wouldn't say we made any big investments, really, if anything. We spent most of our time just kind of biding our time this offseason, and so when we look at our roster, we have a few additions that we did get. I did get Zach Eflin. Now, I didn't actually sign him in free agency. I signed him during spring training because he was unsigned. So I think that's a valid way to say, hey, we weren't going to spend in free agency, but this guy was available just sitting in spring training. I wanted to grab him. Otherwise, we brought in Tyson Miller in the Rule 5, and we brought in Steven Matz on a 2-year deal at the end of free agency in the last week as well. And Jason Foley as well, we got on a minor league deal. So it's not going to be a great pitching staff, but honestly, I'm pretty happy. Irvin was really good last year. Parker was really good last year. I'll be excited to see if Josiah Gray can come back to normal or not. Otherwise, if not, Ogasawara is down here. We've got Cade Cavalli, who those guys were disappointing, but I've got guys. Yarlin Susanna last year had like a 1 whip all season, like a 2 ERA. He could be up there, but I'm not going to bring him up right away. I'm not going to rush him. Same thing with Sakura, was also really, really good. And lineup-wise, I mean, we didn't make a whole lot of changes. I brought in Isaac Collins, who was sitting around and was available. I thought that would be a fine move to make. Brought in Jonah Bride, who was sitting in and being available, and just kind of added those. Brought Juan Yepez up. And we did send down Dylan Crews, because he was so bad last year. I want to see him develop a little bit more, because he was terrible. And I'm not ready for that. I want Hassel to be ready. I want Cruz to be ready. I think BJ Murray could honestly come up too. Needed to. Ethan Petrie, the second round pick from this past year, could be somebody who we could bring up soon. No matter what it looks like, we have guys waiting in the wings. I just need to see which guys are going to stay and which guys are going to go, and what we can get for the guys that we have. I think Nathaniel Lowe could be somebody who could go, and yeah, we'll just see what the roster looks like at the end of the year. We have pick 4. I don't think we're going to be contending for a wild card, but if we can maximize some of our assets, I think we could be ready to start contending for a wild card by next year, which is important because Gore doesn't have a whole lot left on his contract. In the month of June, we're below. I mean, we're out of the playoff hunt, but one thing I'm noticing is our pitching staff is pitching way better. We went from a 4.22 team ERA to a 3.77 in just the few months that we've switched to this next thing, and I'm liking the starting pitching staff and the bullpen. So they're playing better. The lineup is playing significantly worse. And the problem with that is that we're kind of entrenched with the young prospects, and they're just not hitting well. And so we really can't do anything until these guys develop to begin hitting well. And they're just not. 214, 318. Isaac Collins has been good, but he was injured for a month and a half. 250 from Wood is all right. 243 from Abrams. 278's been pretty good from Yepez. 259, 261, 245. It's not bad, but I brought up because, Collins was injured. I brought up Cruz, and he was terrible still. Obviously, I knew that. I knew he wasn't going to be ready yet, but he's bad. And I hate to see that because I want this guy to be good. He's good defensively, but that's not enough. If we needed good defense, I'd just go sign Michael A. Taylor. I'm going to hope that he can develop his bat a little bit more down at AAA this year. He is not ready to play at the major league level. It's sad because the only guy that actually is in the minor leagues looking to look like he might be able to play at a major league level is Eli Willits, the guy who I thought was going to be a couple years away. He's playing really, really well at AA. We're going to move him up to AAA, see how he does up there. And we're going to actually get a pretty good direct comparison between Willits and Cruz, because if Willits is batting better and playing better than Cruz, Cruz is the guy who should be ready to play now. In his AAA debut, I hope to see more than 3 strikeouts for him. Oh, I have to take the first pitch because I forgot to switch. Now we'll switch. I'm not going to swing and hit a home run with the first pitch with me controlling. That's not fair. That's not real. Let's see how he actually plays. Come on, Willits. Get a hit. Show us what you've been doing in AA this entire past year and a half. Fouls that ball off 0-2. I put him in a backwards count. If he messes up this first one, it's all on me. But hey, seemed to work out in AA. He played really, really well for the rest of the season in AA after I did that. So I'm taking credit for it. Taking the first strikeout. That's all you needed. Ball outside, 1-2 count for him in his first appearance here in AAA. With a pitch, takes another ball inside, slider, 2-2 count now for Willits against John Gant. And with the pitch in the 2-2 count, hits that one straight at third, line drive. Good contact, just ends up being right to the third baseman. His second at-bat's going to have bases loaded. You got Ethan Petrie on third. You got Dylan Crews on second. Robert Hassel on first. Can he get these guys in? Big hit. That's only going to be a flyout, though. Doesn't have the power to get it over the fence. He's making good contact. So while he's not getting hits while we're watching him, I like to see that he makes good contact just about every time. Maybe with no pressure at the top of the fifth, maybe that'll help him get a hit. Not like it matters. I just want to see him get a hit. This video is all about him. Please make contact with the ball. I can't say that. He has made good contact. Yeah, I just need to see it actually get down in the field and see him touch first. He hits that one deep, but it's going to be a fly out again. Give me something, Eli. We're down again. 3-2. Come on. Give me something. Show me a hit. Or at least a walk. Show me that too. I know you get on base. I see that you walk in the minor leagues in AA. Can you do it in your AAA debut? 1-0 count. With the pitch. Oh, hits that one. Foul. 1-1. He knows how to make contact with the ball. And he makes a lot of it. If this dude had a little bit more power, we'd have seen a bunch of home runs already. He just doesn't have that. And I like to see the solid hit tool that he has to be able to make good contact and hit line drives and hit the ball deep. But he doesn't have the power to get it over the fence. So it's not enough. He fouls that one off. It's going to be 2-2. But he's been a little bit different than watching some other guys that I've watched and the other prospects. Generally, they don't have this ability to make contact. They do a lot of swinging strikes. I shouldn't have said anything. Taking a look at this draft, I'm actually happy we have pick 4 in this one because we don't need to waste a #1 overall pick on this draft. There's about 5 phenomenal names in this draft, if not more than that. And what that does is it kind of puts me in a predicament to say, which guy am I picking? And it gives me more opportunities to make mistakes too, because I'm probably going to take the wrong guy. But with pick 4, at least they're going to take 3 of the guys off the board. Be open to taking any of them. Now, the top guy, guaranteed, if he wasn't injured, would be Juan Soto from Nebraska. Look at these stats. If this guy is healthy, or at least if he doesn't take a hit from the ratings, he's amazing. He's perfect. But that's always a risk. But I remember the last guy I had that was under 6 feet who was 21 years old and from Nebraska. He was very good. So I'd be willing to take the risk because I just want to make sure I can hit big on it. Otherwise, there are some other players. The other top position player is Corey Tyson, who I made sure to be very safe in scouting. He looks very good, 83 to 95 potential, all around first baseman. And at pitcher, we'd have our ace, Steve Merced. If we are unable to keep Mackenzie Gore, Steve Merced is here. This would be our ace. I think he's going to go pick 1, though, so I'm not really guaranteed that I'm going to get him. But if I don't, the guy who's basically Steve Merced but slightly worse is going to be Jeremy Nomo. So we'll see what ends up being available to us. There's a lot of depth, actually, in this draft. We should be able to get pretty good, though I'm going to probably take some swings on some guys and miss because I'm realizing that the risk-taking is probably more fun than just taking the safe pick every time. So let's see what we can end up getting in this draft. And so I guess we put ourselves in the predicament. Do you take the safe pick in Jeremy Nomo, who would be a guaranteed good pitcher? Or do you take the risk, the swing for the biggest, best player possible? If he's a hit, if he's not injured, if that rating doesn't go down due to the injury, this is a can't-miss prospect. I think because of that we have to, right? We already have Wood. We already have Crews. We've got a lot of guys that I think are there that are good prospects. But do we have a can't-miss generational guy to supplement James Wood? I don't know if anybody is. But this dude's hitting 300, 320 every year if we bring him in. And he ends up being this. So, 5-tool guy, we're going to take the risk. I'm taking Juan Soto. And so I'm fully aware that that might have been a mistake. I know that there's a very good chance that Soto is not going to be good because of the injury. And yeah, that would be a waste to pick 4, but you swing for the fences because I think there's always a chance you can hit big, and we're gamblers, I guess, in this town. We are last place again. So we're going to have a top pick again. So who cares? Like, we're going to be terrible again. We have some guys we can trade. We could trade Lau, and I think that'll be one that we are going to trade. We could trade Trevor Williams. I don't think I'm going to get any value for him, but I can try to see if I can, like, grab a C potential. Something. Maybe a reliever back for him. We'll just see what we can do. We'll see if there's any teams in need across the league this season, because, yeah, we're not going to contend. Our offense is just so bad. There's 2 positions that you can always look at the all-star team and say, hey, we're bad if we have this position being it. One of them is reliever. Well, we don't have one of those. The other is first base, aka DH. Juan Yepez is our all-star. He's got 20 homers. He's playing really, really well. No disrespect to him. He's going to take the first base spot from Lau after I trade him. Low. God damn it. I keep saying that. But yeah, that's just a sign of how bad our offense is. And we got two guys in the futures game. Ross Breester, our 4th round pick this past year, who actually would be starting, and Eli Willits, who is going to be starting at the leadoff position at shortstop. He's hitting .282 with a .370 on base percentage in the minors. I'm not going to waste bringing him up this year, and I'm going to manipulate some service time and make sure he can stay a little bit longer and hold him for another year before we bring him up. But he's going to be something to be reckoned with once he gets up to the major league level if he keeps playing like this. Now, the slugging percentage is low. Obviously, he doesn't hit for power, but I like to see the on-base percentage. It was a bad pick. No. So I found Kershaw. How did he get that contract? Also, so, okay. They think he's that valuable? What? Who's better? Who would be better for the team? Mackenzie Gore at 27 or Clayton Kershaw at 37? We're trading Nathaniel Lowe for Eddie Bautista and Arturo Murillo, two relieving prospects for the Orioles. And we're going to send Trevor Williams to the Angels for a prospect, Alexander Ramirez. He's hitting well in Double-A. We'll see if he can translate that up to a higher level. You know what? I'm glad I still signed him. I was considering not signing him. I was considering just letting him be a bust and not taking him. He's still decent. 81 potential and 70 overall. The only sad thing about that is that when you consider there's a 10 overall drop from where he was, that means he was an 80 overall with 91 potential. Oh, that hurts to lose it, but I guess I get it. Like, I understand, like, there's a reason he was available at pick 4. It's because he was hurt. But I wish he didn't get hurt. He's still going to be great. We also got a good reliever. Actually, really good reliever with the stats that he has. 86 potential and Otis Adeline. And Mark Hahn, pretty good too. 87 potential. Otherwise, this was a non-ranked pitcher. All right, took a swing on a first baseman that I didn't have scouted. Yep, missed. And then reliever. Missed on that too. And so Jeremy Nomo was an 87 potential. This is a guy who we could have had instead. I don't think I'm too upset about that. If he was in the 90s, I would have been more, but I'm not too upset about it, I guess. Corey Tyson did go number 1, 91 potential, so he was the actual best position player, which basically means he was the best player on the board. Besides Steve Merced, that is. Now, Merced has a very interesting stat with the terrible hits per 9, so I hope that translates. That's an interesting looking player. Don't think I've seen somebody with that stat layout. Normally you see the Ks per 9 and the hits per 9, not the Ks per 9 and walks per 9. Going into the last month of the season, honestly, 63 and 76 isn't that bad. We're actually not that far negative. Like I said, we improved our pitching staff this season. The offense has improved throughout the year. The defense is terrible. 985 fielding is awful. But we're not going to be a playoff team by any means, but I like the progression that we've seen to get better. 77 and 85, honestly, not that bad of a season when things were all said and done. Maybe we'll be above 500 next year. Our MVP is Pete Alonso. A 258 average, 49 homers, 130 RBIs for the Mets. I see Shohei in second, which means he won Cy Young, because that's pitching stats, not hitting stats. That's interesting. With Michael Busch in third, 311, 36 home runs, 103 RBIs. Shohei Ohtani wins another Cy Young, 256 ERA and 231 strikeouts. Mackenzie Gore was in third. I'll take that for him. Decent year for him. When it comes to the AL side, Yordan Alvarez wins the MVP, 47 homers, 306 average, 123 RBIs, just beating out Cal Raleigh and Brent Rooker. When it comes to Cy Young, Garrett Crochet wins that again, 254, 220 strikeouts. We had one league leader this year. That was Mackenzie Gore leading the way in strikeouts. When it comes to the rest, the batting title goes to Will Smith, hitting 331 for the Dodgers at catcher, just beating out, not even just, by 20 points beating out Michael Busch. Hits leader Luis Arraez back with the Marlins with 183 hits. That's a really down year in the NL. By the way, Kyle Tucker, he's a Philly. Love to see that. His contract, yep, they could pay him. I don't understand how they could afford it. I don't understand how nobody else paid him. Why'd you do that to us, Cubs? Anyways, when it comes then to home runs, Pete Alonso led the way, 49 homers on the top of the leaderboard with also the most RBIs. Saves leader goes to Ryan Helsley, tied with Robert Suarez. Helsley also signed with the Phillies because, of course, he did. 49 saves for both of those two. ERA crown goes to Shota Imanaga with a 2.48 ERA for the Chicago Cubs, dominating for a second straight season, really. And your strikeout leader was us, Mackenzie Gore, one more K than Shohei Ohtani. On the AL side, Aaron Judge leads the way, getting the batting title, hitting .327 for the New York Yankees, beating out Vlad by 7 points. I see Carlos Narvaez and Masataka Yoshida over 300. Okay. Yoshida hit over 200 hits. What a great year for him that was then. A home run leader is Cal Raleigh with 49. In the AL, the actual save leader is Andres Munoz, 49 saves for the Mariners. And your ERA crown, another year where it's Garrett Crochet leading the way there for them. And your strikeout leader, also Garrett Crochet, with 220, 254. Did he also lead in wins? Go back. He did not, so no triple crown. Before we get into the rest of the lineup, taking a look at the injured guys, Dalen Lyle and Isaac Collins both broke their hand in the last month. I didn't put them on the injured list because I don't want to bring anybody else up on my 40-man. So Dalen Lyle, 215, 289 on base percentage. Yeah, I mean, was a positive player. He just kind of held a roster spot, really. Isaac Collins, 225, 314 on base percentage. Was a positive player. Just kind of held a roster spot, to be honest. Derek Law got sent down, had 48 games, 57 innings pitched, to a 3.79 with a 1.28 whip. I don't believe anybody else got sent down. I didn't call any of these other guys up, so that was that. Mitchell Parker, 3.45 with a 1.23 whip was pretty good. I'd like to see that. He's been pretty productive. Jason Foley, 3.81 with a 1.36 was a good free agent pickup. Steven Matz, 3.07, 1.24 was a good pickup. I brought up Rodney Whitaker. Wow, that guy is good. I think he could take the closing role. I don't know if I will because the pitching clutch is low. But man, he could take the closing role if he's going to pitch like that. Rodney Whitaker was our third-round pick last year. And wow, was good. Tyson Miller, 2.96, 1.2 whip was good. Jose Ferrer. Yeah, Porter Hodge is our worst bullpen arm. I'll take that. Mackenzie Gore, 3.04, 1.24 whip with 232 strikeouts was our best pitcher, and he was in the Cy Young race. DJ Hers, not that great. 4.44 with a 1.46 whip was mediocre. Josiah Gray was pretty mediocre with a 4.66 ERA and a 1.6 whip. Jake Irvin was pretty mediocre with a 4.14 and a 1.34 whip. And Zach Eflin, 3.89 with a 1.32 was decent. Lineup-wise, Jonah Bride got sent down. He had 12 home runs, 267 with a 3.29 on base. He's probably going to have negative WAR because of his defense. Yeah, he's more of a DH than anything. I just kind of needed somebody to play third base that wasn't Brady House because he's been terrible. But I don't know what else to say really there. Otherwise, nobody got sent down besides Collins and Lyle. When it comes to the actual major leagues, Nasim Nunez, 120. That's not great for him. Drew Milas, terrible. Darren Baker, 20 at-bats, small sample size. Call, 258 was all right. Those two didn't actually play. Luis Garcia, 250, 19 home runs and 65 RBIs. Dylan Crews was awful. He did go up a little bit in his contact stats, and I'm hoping he can continue to improve the bat because he is awful, and you can't have that. I just backed out twice. CJ Abrams, 260, 22 home runs. James Wood, 32 home runs, 276. A big regression from last year, like significant. I guess he's still a 900 OPS, but that's a pretty big drop off to go from 50 to 32. Anyways, he's still a 99 overall, which is awesome. And then when he come to the rest of it, Juan Yepez was a very good pickup. 34 home runs, 94 RBIs, 288. He's in our actual system. We just brought him up to the majors this year. And wow, very, very good. He can be our first baseman next year. Really impressed by Juan Yepez. Keibert Ruiz, 250 with 10 homers. Brady House, 275. He really improved this year. 7 homers, 33 RBIs. And Jacob Young, 286, 4 home runs, and 26 RBIs. Was pretty good, too. He's a lefty specialist, but also having the defensive ability he has. 3.3 WAR and a gold glove last year. He had it last year, not this year. Yeah, I'm very satisfied. Look at, he's been very good. This is what I want out of Dylan Crews, dude. This is what the guy who we've drafted with a top pick should be. The Astros defeat the Dodgers in the 2026 World Series, which means that we're going to have to see... Oh, I just simmed right to the offseason. Honestly, Diamondbacks, lucky to get off that contract. That's crazy. I don't know if they broke something in the simulation thing. Because why is Matthew Boyd, 4.87 ERA, 36 years old, 77 overall, not great stats, asking for $36 million. I don't like that. We're going to move off Josiah Gray. I actually like him a lot, and I think he could end up being something really cool. However, we have a bunch of guys that I think are just about ready. Yarlin Susana has been just killing it in AAA, and I kind of want to give him a shot at the major league level. And so we kind of have to decide which guy we're going to let go, and I think Josiah Gray has the most value to possibly leave, and he's got 2 years of team control yet. I'm probably not going to pay him once he ends up getting out, because we're going to have to pay Mackenzie Gore and eventually James Wood. And so we're going to trade him to the Orioles and just kind of reset the clock and get Justin Cordova, who probably is not going to be as good of a pitcher as Josiah Gray, but is a good prospect. He's 24, so he's a little older too. Doesn't have a whole lot of value for the Orioles system. And hey, if Josiah Gray is really good for them, they've got a starting pitcher that can put them into contention as they try to win a World Series. Starting 2027, we are getting into year 3. And I think this is kind of a make it or break it year. And the only reason I say that is because I do believe we need to get over 500. I don't necessarily think we have to like win the whole thing or anything like that. The reason I say it's make it or break it is because we're in a position where we are finally at the crossroads of one major player on this roster. Mackenzie Gore is an impending free agent. 95 overall, $35 million in arbitration this year. He has no awards, but he's been phenomenal this entire time. In order to keep him, the big thing we're going to have to do is pay him at the end of the season. And the best way to convince him that this is the spot is to convince him that we're a contender, that we're a team that could possibly get him a championship. We're going to give him a bag. Like, I'm giving him a bag once we get to free agency. Just know that the way that we're doing this in order to make it a little bit more fair is we are waiting to free agency. I'm not going to do an extension. I could sign him to an extension right now. But we'll see if we can convince him that Washington is the place for Mackenzie Gore, as really our pitching staff is still our biggest weakness. When we look at the rest of it, I did bring in, I brought in Tony Gonsolin, but he is sitting in AAA still. So I'm going to let him do that because I'm able to, and I'm going to test out some relievers, and if any of them are bad, then we'll swap out and bring in Gonsolin up. But I also got Kopech in the Rule 5 and Johnny Brito in Rule 5, and we'll just see if either of those end up being reliable bullpen arms. If not, we cut them. If they are, then we keep them, and then we can just see what we need to do with Tony Gonsolin. Lineup-wise, we have a few things that we've adjusted. We brought in Ryan Mountcastle for basically a minimum last week of the offseason. Got him for $3 million a year. That's pretty good. We got Pavin Smith for $5 million a year at the end of free agency. Took that. Got these guys to sign minimum deals. And my reason for Pavin Smith was because if Dylan Crews doesn't develop, I need somebody to play right field. And Pavin Smith is generally a good option in that field because he can hit righties. He can't hit lefties, but I got Alex Call for that. And so with those two additions, I'm hoping that'll be enough. That gives us a little bit more time to develop Eli Willits. Dylan Crews needs his bat to be better. And Ethan Pitchery. And with those guys developing, maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll see. We're talking about, we've got one more year left of arbitration to CJ Abrams. I think if Willits looks good in AAA this year, I might trade Abrams for a pitcher. I think that's a very reasonable thing to do, especially if we're just sitting around the 500. If we aren't going to make the playoffs, I'm going to trade CJ Abrams. 1 month to play in, we're 20-13. Now, our run differential isn't that great. We're only 16 runs scored above runs allowed, so it's not necessarily a great depiction of what the future is going to look like, but I like that we're overperforming right now. That's those wins are going to be helpful if we're trying to just get over 500. Supplemented by a really good start to the bullpen. I guess Steven Matz has been meh, but pretty much everybody else has been really, really good to start the season in the bullpen. And Willits is keeping up his production at AAA. Give him 1 more month. If he keeps this up, Abrams is gone. Well, that one's going to hurt. No more DJ Hers for the rest of this season. That's our number 2 pitcher. So Gonsolin's going to have to come up, which I guess is good that we have a backup pitcher in place. But that also means that I don't have any mobility, really. He's not going to be back for the playoffs if we make it. And right now, we're on a playoff pace. Hers was doing pretty good this year. I mean, 3.70 ERA is not necessarily anything special, and his whip's a little high. But it wasn't necessarily a negative season. It's not, like I said, not great, but it's still going to hurt us. Unless Gonsolin just pitches like gems when he comes up. Also, at this point in the season, as I'm like making pitching changes, I can't deny this third round pick we took in 2025, Rodney Whitaker, who looked like a miss. This dude is insane. 0.86 ERA in his first season, 0.99 in this season, and his potential just went up. I mean, come on now. Going into the draft and the scouting season, I'm going to tell you something, and I think there is a significant chance out of any year that I could miss horribly on a generational talent. And the reason for that is when I started scouting, and my method is normally get as many pitchers as possible and then focus on the top end guys around your draft pick. We have pick 9. There was a one pitcher ranked number 1, and the next 16 guys were position players. So I had to scout all of them. They also were all high school position players, meaning it took 2 weeks per guy. And that's not even to mention that the next after that, there was another 15 in the first round, or, plus compensatory picks before our second round pick. I did not scout everybody. I didn't get a chance to. I wish I did, because there were some gems in this draft. The guy that I'm hoping that we can get at pick 9 is Victor Casilla. First baseman, he's MLB ranked at 12th, and for us ranked at 3. An all-around amazing bat. If this dude is available, he is going to be a lock. 6'5", 212 first baseman. I need this. And I don't even think he's going to be the best player in the draft. I think it's going to be Julio Espinosa, the pitcher from Puerto Rico. This dude is going to be insane. There's even interesting players like this. Anthony Gomez, who was on my big board last year, got drafted in the first round last year, didn't get signed, and is available here, now ranked 6th on our board, 3rd in the major leagues, and we know he's good because I saw his potential rating last year. So the question will be, who can we get? Don't know who's going to fall to 9. Well, everybody made my life really easy. Anthony Gomez went number 1, which is really cool, honestly. So that means he didn't sign last year, and he's going to get paid an even bigger bag by the Pirates. I didn't finish scouting Ryan Smith, thought he might be a generational talent, and he might be. He actually has the high bonus demand, so there's a good chance he is. Velasquez is there, but we've got an easy pick. Victor Casilla is here. He's the guy I would have taken if he was available. We're going to take him. And so at the All-Star break, our phenomenal bullpen and honestly pretty good overperforming offense this season is put us in position where we're 54-42, 6.5 games behind the Phillies in our division. The Marlins are behind us. The Mets are terrible. And we're looking at, in the wild card race, barely being in it. Now, that means that if we are going to trade CJ Abrams like we talked about, we need to be in a position where we're actually getting current talent rather than getting prospects back. It's something that we've considered in the past. I might not be able to trade him. But being in a playoff chase means I think we have to kind of go for it, even if we are probably the worst team in this. I do need improvement at starting pitching. What's also crazy to me is we have a 98 overall pitcher in Mackenzie Gore at this point. Not an all-star. Really haven't even seen him be an all-star at all. And we have no bullpen arms in a phenomenal bullpen that were an all-star. The only all-star is James Wood. I would think that you would give Michael Kopech the all-star, but maybe there just wasn't enough spots. Or if really anybody. I mean, even better than James Wood. Juan Yepez. We talked about last year how good he was. Look at how good he is this year. I'm going to have to pay him, aren't I? Oh my God, I got 3 years arbitration left on him. He's going to be expensive. Goes up to B potential. He's hitting 327, got 16 homers with a 969 OPS. Wow, what a development we're seeing out of this guy. We're looking for rental pitching, really, as we look at this season. And Giolito, for some reason, is pitching really, really well this year. And I'm gonna bite, but I'm not gonna bite hard. We're not gonna go for it if it's too risky. So we're not gonna give up too much. We're gonna give up Franz Hendricks, who is probably our 16th ranked prospect in our system, and then Kevin Mate, who I think is our 20-something ranked prospect in our system. Nothing really big in this deal. And the White Sox are gonna get some prospects, and we are gonna get a pitcher to replace DJ Hurst. I think we did pretty good. Victor Casilla, 90 potential, 75 overall. Dude's going to be a phenomenal bat. I think he's really going to outperform his overall. Terrible defensively. Honestly, there's a chance maybe he DHs and we keep Juan Yepez playing first base. I don't know. But I just like what he has. And he doesn't have any secondary positions. Honestly, he looks like more of a third baseman because of how good that arm is. But I'm not going to change his position by any means. He's a DH. But Jared Rojas, great pick here too. He was on my big board. Didn't expect him to still be there in the second round. He's my second ranked pitcher on my board. Ended up being fine. Milt Ruiz was my third ranked pitcher on my board. That's how big the pitching fall off was. And ended up being right there. So prospect here, just random reliever shot seemed to be okay. Random shortstop shot seems to be really good, honestly. And Julius and Matsui, and then DeAndre Dennis. Also, random shot, nothing really special. I do have to check the rest of this draft though. Oh, so he kind of fell off. This was the number 1 overall pick. He got drafted last year. Fell off a little bit. 81 potential. Look at this Orioles draft. Wow, 86 and a 95 in the outfield on top of their other prospects. And Espinoza, 93 potential, 78 overall. This dude's going to be a stud for the Sox. So we are 78 and 61, 8.5 games behind the Phillies and 15 games till elimination. 9-1 in our last 10. We're pretty hot, but I'm still concerned because I don't want to compare ourselves to the Phillies. The Phillies have Kyle Tucker added to a phenomenal roster. We need to be realistic about our expectations. The problem is the wild card is a brawl. Now, right now, thankfully, last time I looked at this, we were sitting, I think it was the Cubs or something like that. Maybe it was the Pirates. No, I think it had to have been the Cubs. We were 4th. We are now in 3rd. We have created a little bit of a gap between us and the Marlins and the Diamondbacks and the Cubs. If we can hold on to this gap, we can make it as a wild card team. The question is, can we stay that hot for this last month of the season? I will point out that Eli Willits is good enough to probably come up and play at the major league level. And so I think we're going to have him come up during this last month. The other guy that I want to say is notable is I have kept Dylan Crews down in the minor leagues all year. We're going to keep him down there. I'm not bringing him back up. We're going to try to manipulate some extra service time out of him. And he's just not good enough yet. In addition, Ethan Petrie is also getting close to a level where I think he could come up. Both of these guys I think will be up next year. So maybe it's time to bring them both up, or bring one of them up, and then we can bring up a bullpen arm.
Here we go, Singy. The fans have been waiting for this major league debut for a while, and it's finally here. There's a lot of hype around his talent, and now we get to see how that looks at the big league level.
Yeah, this is the kind of game it's going to be shared all over social media later tonight. Baseball fans all across the world are aware of this debut. And
Eli Willits comes up to bat in a game that's a perfect opportunity for a rookie's debut against a pitcher who is getting rocked by us here in the first. 1 out. And we're up 5-0 against Christian Scott as Willits just takes the strike as the first pitch there. I'm really hoping that he can just get a big hit. We haven't really seen much. Every time we watch him, he doesn't get hits. But then he gets a ton because he's hit 280 at every level that we've seen him so far. And so I just want to see him get like a big hit. He's not a home run guy, so we're not going to see that. But still, oh my God, good take on that slider inside. I was afraid they were going to call that a strike. It's kind of hard to see with the Fanatics like title along the strike zone. And he swings and he misses. It's usual at this point. But he's going to get a new pitcher to start off the second one. He's going to get Kodai Senga. Early still in the game. As he gets the second at bat, Eli Willits is going to come up with Senga now, hoping that he can get a hit off of him. He was the only guy who couldn't get a hit off of Scott. He's got a man out first and third against Kodai Senga. Come on, give me a hit. Give me an RBI in your first game. I want to see this debut hit be something special. Three-run home run, maybe? He's not doing that, especially not here in Citi Field.
We're here in the top half of inning number 3.
With a pitch. Ball low. 2-0 count for Eli Willits. Maybe he'll get walked and get on base that way. That would be interesting. Not really special that his first time getting on base is a walk. And it's going to be a pop-up. He's bad with runners in scoring position. Maybe in his third at-bat. He's going to get a lot of chances today. We're up 10-0 in the top of the fourth. I just want to see him get a hit. Like, pretty much everybody in the lineup, I think besides like him and Isaac Collins, has a hit so far today.
In 2022,
I just want to see it happen. That's not it, man. Come on, Willits. Come on. You're good in the simulation. Show me you can do something special in the actual game. All right, at least he didn't swing at that. So, 10-0. He's in a 1-2 count in his third at bat. He's 0 for 2 on the day. We're going to beat the Mets. I'm not worried about that. They're one of the worst teams in the league. He strikes out again. No pressure this time. Man on first and second. It's exactly what he hates, right? Come on, dude. Just do something other than strike out. He's like, he doesn't. I think we could look at his minor league stats and see that this dude doesn't strike out. He only strikes out when we watch him play. With a pitch, 1-0 count. Misses, 2-0. Okay. I don't even need an RBI. I just want to see you get a hit, so we can say we've seen your major league, your first hit in the major leagues. Isaac Collins got a hit right after, by the way, but he had a hit. He had a hit earlier in the game to be one of the 10th runs. So Willits is the only guy who is not hit today off of the Mets. Don't let me down. Okay, 3-0. He takes the ball. Wow. OPS. I just saw that on the bottom. Jacob Wilson and Soderstrom almost around 1,000. Juan Yepez in third. Just looking at the leaderboards. Come on. Why did you take that? Why did you take that? It's 3-2. He's going to strike out. He's going to strike out again. Don't you dare. Oh, my God. It's a ground out. Now there is pressure on him. Because now it's 10-9. Man on second. Top of the 9th. Don't go 0 for 5 in your debut. Four seam. That's only a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. You gotta hit that, dude. Just swing at it, man. And don't swing 35 seconds late. I just want to see you do something cool while we're watching. 1-0 count. With the pitch. That is a hung slider. Right down the middle. Swing at it. Swing at it. You swung at that. I'm gonna have an aneurysm. I'm gonna have an aneurysm with this guy. What? No way. No way. Are you that bad? Guys, this is the #1 prospect in all of baseball. I'm just... Okay, I'll calm down. Now, he didn't play again until, like, the 8th and 9th, but he did finally get his first ever hit on the 9th. I'm not watching it. I don't think I can watch this guy. I wanted to give you guys gameplay so you could actually see this guy play. Oh my God, he's so bad. All right. He's not going to be like that next year. I hope so. 111 average. 92-70. We end the postseason drought and finally make it as a wild card team, taking on the Padres in the first round. We end up with 3 awards on the year. Michael Kopech gets the Delivery Man of the Year. Mackenzie Gore with a Cy Young. Oh, he's going to be so expensive. He's going to cost me like $45 million a year, and I'm going to still have to pay James Wood. Ugh. Okay, and then Juan Yepez batting title. I really hope this isn't a Travis Shaw situation where it's like he's got 2 fantastic years and then nothing else. But I've never really seen him be this fluky, so I'll take that. When we take a look at the awards, actual MVP goes to Shohei Ohtani, who somehow sneaks in there. I was watching this because I was like watching and seeing if, Mackenzie Gore would be in there and Cy Young, and I was thinking he might. Shohei Ohtani was not in the top 3 the entire season, so he just won at the last second. This was Jackson Churio's award, but I guess Ohtani hit like 5 home runs at the end of the season. James Wood finishes 3rd. Cy Young goes to Mackenzie Gore. He didn't really deserve it. This should have went to Framber Valdez, but 231 strikeouts is how he gets it on there. And we did have the batting title, which went to Juan Yepez. So in the AL side, Jacob Wilson wins the MVP hitting .351 with 38 homers and 135 RBIs. Cy Young goes to Chris Bubik of the Houston Astros. We have a couple league leaders. Mackenzie Gore led the way in strikeouts with 231. He led with wins with 20, and he led with saves, or he didn't. Michael Kopech led with saves with 50. And then on the offensive side, Juan Yepez, 323, and James Wood with walks as well. So Juan Yepez does get the batting title, hitting .323 this season as our first baseman. His potential went up. Was it good? I mean, good thing we traded away Nathaniel Lowe. Ended up getting some back. And we had a first baseman waiting in the wings, so that ends up being good. Hits leader this season, Trey Turner with 202. When it comes to, I guess that's doubles, home runs, Shohei Ohtani 44, Pete Alonso with 44, James Wood had 39 there as well. Our Rule 5 pickup, Michael Kopech, led in saves with 50 saves on the year. What a good Rule 5 pickup that was. ERA crown, Tarek Skubal, who is now a Dodger, because of course he is. Leads the way with the 2.23 ERA. Strikeout leader goes to Mackenzie Gore by a lot. On the AL side, Jacob Wilson wins the batting title by a long shot over Jake Myers of the Houston Astros. Also 228 hits for the shortstop. What an offensive season he had. Led in doubles too. Home runs goes to Ryan O'Hearn with the Mariners with 46 home runs. What an offensive season by Jacob Wilson. I gotta look at the WAR on this dude. So 1,000 OPS. I guess he's not really great defensively, but oh my God, what an offensive season that was for Jacob Wilson. Saves leader in the AL goes to Yuan Duran with 49 saves. Of the Twins, ERA leader is going to be Cody Bradford with a 2.35 for the Texas Rangers. And your strikeout leader, Cole Ragans, 202 for the Kansas City Royals. So we had one guy get sent down. That's Steven Matz. He had a 3.5 ERA in the bullpen this year. It was actually pretty good, 1.47, but negative WAR. So I guess maybe not that good. I thought he was a little bit better than he was, but does okay, I think. On this season. Otherwise, nobody else in the bullpen gets sent down. Rodney Whitaker with a 2.79 was pretty good. Gonsolin was terrible, but he didn't have any more options, so I really didn't want to waive him. I thought he still had value. I might trade him. He honestly probably could have been somebody I could have traded, but maybe I'll just hold on to him and see if he ends up being anything, especially if I can't sign Mackenzie Gore back. I don't know. I'm gonna hold on to him just in case. Jason Foley, 302 with a 1.28 was pretty good. Brito, 97 innings for the reliever, 3.42 with a 1.22 whip was pretty good. Tyson Miller, 5.37 was not good. Sent him down to the minors for a while. He was so good in the minors, but just wasn't very good back when he came up. I guess unlucky. 1.28 whip with a 5.37 ERA is a pretty distinct story that he got put in bad situations. Jose Ferrer, 2.98 with a 1.31, and Michael Kopech. What a pickup that was. 1.83, 98 whip, 54 strikeouts, and 50 saves in 59 innings. Crazy season. Mackenzie Gore, Cy Young, 317, 125 whip, 231 strikeouts. He is going to cost so much money. Lucas Giolito wasn't great after we got him, but he was okay, serviceable, better than Gonsolin was. 391 with a 125. Jake Irvin, 378 with a 125 was okay. Eflin was okay with a 38 and a 117 whip, and Parker wasn't good. 432 with a 147. He's more of a long relief, bullpen pitcher. We had a couple guys get sent down. Isaac Collins. I mean, I don't think he was that bad. I don't know why he 275, 344 OBP. I guess the slugging is bad, but 741 OPS. He's good defensively. He had 2.8 WAR this year. His potential goes down. I don't really know why. We still have him under contract for a while too. Jonah Bride gets sent down. I mean, 304. Why does he get sent down? 798 OPS. I mean, defensively, defensively, he is terrible. But that batting average is great. I know he's terrible defensively, but he should be playing first, not third. Like, I have to play him because I don't have a third baseman that's really good. Willits does end up hitting 291 with a 339 OBP for the rest of his. So, like I said, he sims great. Just dumb when he plays. He's just dumb. When we watch him play, the computer doesn't know what to do with him. CJ Abrams, 250, 13 home runs, 63 RBIs was okay. 275, 4 home runs for Nunez. Abrams, I believe, is a free agent. No, he is not. So we still have another year of control on Abrams. Mountcastle, 262 is pretty decent. Dalen Lyle, my bad. 244 was mediocre. Alex Call, 319 as a lefty platoon. That's pretty good. And then, yeah, because they brought up Tanya and Cruz, and No. Jacob Young, 245 with 13 homers is all right. 282, 25 home runs, and 81 RBIs for Luis Garcia, who is a free agent. He was too good for me to even consider trying to trade. We're going to have to pay him. James Wood, 280, 39 home runs, 117 RBIs, as he ends up being the third in the MVP race. Pavin Smith, 258, 12 homers, 53 RBIs. Juan Yepez, 30 homers, 83 RBIs, 323 with the batting title. What a year. What a development. Look at this. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Like I said, I'm concerned he's going to be Travis Shaw because I don't know why he was like this for these years. But, I mean, this is phenomenal. I never would have expected to see a 4.7 WAR out of Juan Yepez. Keibert Ruiz, 273, 13 home runs, 65 RBIs is pretty good as a catcher. I had to fix this lineup because we had a lot of guys get moved around. And we had to get ready for the Padres. So looking at our first series here, I mean, when we look at it, we would be taking on Philadelphia. If we end up beating San Diego, it's going to be a battle either way. But when we look at it, this is going to be our battle. Gore versus Valdez, Giolito versus Luzardo. I hate that it's Giolito. And then Irvin versus Pivetta, but that's just kind of what we got. Can we do it? I mean, a playoff appearance for Mackenzie Gore has got to make him happy. I think that's the big thing against his former team, in fact. Gore versus Valdez in game one is, oh my God. Okay, all right. Giolito versus Luzardo. Ooh, we win. A lot of offense in this one. Game three, Irvin versus Pivetta. We are eliminated by the Padres. I'm still happy that we just made it. That's all I'm happy about. I'm glad. The question is going to be, can we pay Mackenzie Gore? And the Dodgers, with their $17 billion payroll, take down the Orioles in the 2027 World Series. Shohei Ohtani hit 5 home runs in the World Series as he wins a World Series MVP for the Dodgers. Postseason MVP was also Shohei Ohtani, with Hyun-Sung Kim and Mookie Betts also in that race. And on the AL side, you see Adley Rutschman, Tyler O'Neill, and Rhys Hoskins. So here's the battle. The playoffs helped us get a little bit extra money, but we are going to have to try to re-sign Mackenzie Gore, Luis Garcia. I don't think I'm going to re-sign Giolito, but I'm going to try Kopech. And I'm hoping that'll be... Most of the investment is in Gore, right? I want to see if I can get him. But wow, if he doesn't sign with us, that is going to be a big loss. And so just to show you that we are paying a competitive offer, $300 million for 7 years for Gore, $100 million for 7 years of Luis Garcia, and then $20 million for 3 years of Kopech. And I'm hoping these guys will sign with us. Let's get to free agency and see if they actually do. Oh, no. He did not. So he didn't take that deal. We offered him more than he was asking. He's asking for 7 years, 40, which is around 300 or 280, I think, if I'm doing my math right. And we offered him extra money on top of it. I'm going to offer him the same deal, but we're going to be in a battle. Kopech didn't sign either. And so we did get Luis Garcia. This is still going to be tough because he doesn't want to be here. So we do get Michael Kopech to re-sign with us. We will have him back as a closer. The question is still going to be all on Mackenzie Gore. All right, I am actually going to trade Tony Gonsolin. I have no room on my 40-man, and so I had to move some guys. So I cut some. Basically flipped some for just younger C potential prospects. And now Gonsolin's the big one that I think has to go. He's the only one that has any value for me. I'm going to get 2 prospects from the Rangers in return, and Francisco Pena and Richie Martin. We're also going to throw in Michael Hellman, who would be, he's like a 74 overall shortstop. So here it is. What is he going to do? Is it going to be with us? Or is he going to be with you? He's going to be with us! All right. I had to overpay so much. He got so much money, $46 million a year. So he got his extra, basically $25 million than what he asked for, coming off the Cy Young. That means it's going to be a tight fit to keep James Wood. So we're going to start 2028, coming off of actually signing Mackenzie Gore in a position where I think we've kind of got a 3-year window here to contend before Wood is going to get expensive and the team is going to have to kind of do a flip. And so right now, looking at this roster, we have a few changes we made. The pitching rotation stays mostly the same, though we did sign Luis Medina a couple years ago, and I want to give him an opportunity to pitch. He's been doing really, really well in AA and AAA. since we brought him in, but I don't necessarily know if he'll be good. He's kind of one of those replaceable guys. I like to always have one in case, somebody in my minor leagues are really overperforming. Therefore, it's just kind of a risk that you take. And if he's bad, you dump him, swap him out for one of the new guys. But in the lineup is where we're kind of running into an issue. If I got too many guys, but I don't have enough guys that are like actually good. I've got a lot of mid-tier guys. We have Juan Soto moving up to the top, but Eli Willits is going to play this year, because he did actually play pretty well in that last month, and I want him to get a shot at Rookie of the Year. Jose Tena just developed pretty well in AAA. He was hitting like 300 last year. I feel like I got to give him a shot at third base. And so CJ Abrams is probably our odd man out. I mean, he's only been like a .2 WAR player because he's so bad defensively. I'm going to try him at DH this year. But he's probably a guy that if we're not like, leading our division or really fighting for something big, I'm going to dump him. I'm going to trade him because that would give us an opportunity to maybe get something of better value back as he's on an expiring deal. Oh yeah, and Dylan Crews, he's going to sit in the minors again. Until he hits 280 in the minors in AAA, I can't risk it. We're going to continue to manipulate his service time, which gives us so much more time to hold on to him. This is the last year we can do it. We'll bring him back up next year. Maybe we'll bring him back in September, and we'll see what we can do then. And hopefully he's just develops and gets good down in AAA because he's been terrible. So if we can make him develop, then that's a big one. Otherwise, yeah, when you take a look at the PPI list, like Susanna could come up at any point now. I think Sakura could come up at any point now. We brought up Willits. Oldleen was really, really good down in the minors. Petrie, I think. I just need to see a little bit better. And I've got like 6 third basemen. So he's the one with the most time for me to wait. And so I'm just going to wait. Juan Yepez just might be the GOAT. Who needs the Casilla guy we drafted? Like Juan Yepez. He's 38 games in the season. He's 999 OPS. What the hell? Much better than Willits. Hey, who do you like? The underdog Juan Yepez or the #1 overall pick Eli Willits? Dude, I need him to perform better. Like he was doing so good. Maybe we'll just replace him with Jonah Bride. I mean, he's got a 1648 OPS. We're lucky that the NL East is bad because we're not good right now. We do have a positive differential, but our offense has really dropped off and our pitching has really dropped off. We're gonna get some prospects for Luis Medina and Jose Tena. I need to make some changes. All right, we're taking the risk. CJ Abrams is gonna be gone. I just can't afford it. I need to make some sort of big shakeup. He's got to go. I need more pitching. Shane Bieber makes the most sense for us out of all the deals that I looked up. He's got a couple of years left of team control. And by that last year, he should be pretty bad. So it makes sense as like, we're going to get kind of not a great contract out of it. And we need something different. Got 3 years where we have wood under a decent price. Let's hope that we can perform in those 3 years. We're going to make this draft pretty quick. We're very disappointing this year. Generally, this is when I stop showing draft boards, but we've been so bad that there's a chance that we might have a top pick again next year. So this is the last year, not maybe the second to last year I'm going to show it. So I'm actually going to run through it quickly. Mainly, the big board that I have doesn't mean anything. The order I have them in doesn't mean anything because every prospect looks about the same in overall and potential. I don't really see much of a difference. We're not gonna prioritize anything, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't even think any of these guys that we draft are gonna have an impact this year. We have pick 22. I don't expect what we grabbed to have impact. We have Peter Prado at the top. He is the top guy on our board. He would be the guy I could take. He's not gonna be there though. So as we get to this pick, it's funny. Daniel Aaron was the guy who I actually thought was the best. I just didn't put him on the big board because I didn't expect him to fall. He almost fell all the way to us, which is crazy to me. He fell to pick 20. We're at pick 22. I'm just gonna show you just for reference. Like, yes, David Del Villar is who I'm gonna take, but I want you to see there's a lot of guys at just about every position where I'm like, okay. This guy could be something. Bernard German. This guy might be fantastic. But I'm not going to risk it. He's a 164-pound first baseman. I'm not going to risk it. If he's great, okay. Nixon Casado. This dude could be insanely good. I'm not going to risk it. I've had too many drafts where I've made mistakes, and we just need talent in the door at this point. And so I'm just going to take the guy that I think has the most talent. So we're last place in the NL East. We do have a positive run differential. So I don't know, maybe we'll turn it around. It's just been so bad. We have one all-star. It's Juan Yepez. He's not hitting 360 anymore, but he's hitting 296. And he's got 20 homers. So, good for you. I think we made a lot of the right picks. David DeVillard, 89 potential, 62 overall, good walks per 9 already. I think he's going to be a stud for us as a potential starting pitcher. Ryan Tyson in the second round. What a pick. Look at that bat. 63 contact. He's already got good power. 95 potential, 61 overall. That's going to be good. Took a swing on a reliever. I think he'll be okay. 98 potential. Bryant Yastrzemski as a starting pitcher. 83 here. And I only scouted this guy. I grabbed him. There was nobody really cool. Except for this guy, who had a potential 90 overall and a potential 70 potential at the peak. And I was like, I have to see what he is. 75 overall, 60 potential. Will we catch the rest of them? I don't know. But we are no longer kind of out of this. We're now 10 games above 500. We actually just swept the Phillies, swept the Twins, a bunch of sweeps. Really, the only reason we're not even we're still not up here is because there was a weak stretch where we got swept by the Mets and then swept by the Marlins, and that hurt a lot. Oh, and then swept by the Astros, who have 396 overall pitchers. So, can we do it? Let's take a look at the wild card. Right now, we'd be in it, but this is a street fight for us to get in it. We need a really good month. We are a better team than the Braves. We are a better team than the Padres. We are a better team than the Mets. Maybe not the Pirates. Maybe not the Brewers. But I don't know. We might be able to do this. What a turnaround. We were below 500 at the All-Star break, and we come back to win our division in the second half. Looks like the Abrams trade, just kind of making the moves we did seemed to help, bringing in a lot of the guys who were in the minor leagues. I just needed some change. It all helped. We will be taking on the Giants in the division series. Look at the NFC East. What? The Nationals 91-71. The Marlins 91-71. And the Braves 91-71. And the Mets 86-76. What a playoffs that's gonna be. Where are the Marlins? Did the Marlins not make the playoff? What happened? How was that possible? Did the game break? So it seems we found a bug in MLB The Show. Apparently, if there's a three-way tie for a division, they don't know what to do. So, yeah, I didn't comprehend us having the Giants matchup and then seeing the Mets. Wow, the Marlins got screwed. 91-71, and they don't make the playoffs, even though they had tied for the division. What? Oh, MLB The Show. SDS. What? Anyways, let's get to awards. Delivery Man of the Year, Michael Kopech wins that. We also get a Cy Young for Mackenzie Gore. Back-to-back Cy Youngs for him, which is crazy. Our pitching was terrible this season. He is going to be probably a non-deserving Cy Young once we go and look at his stats. Rafael Devers wins the MVP for the Giants. 294, 47 home runs, 131 RBIs. Oh, no. Gore does not deserve that. That is a terrible Cy Young. Sorry, Shota. What? Okay. Guys, I think our 2028 National Sim has broke something. What is happening? Aaron Judge wins the MVP on the AL side. Crochet, Cy Young. Taking a look at league leaders, we had Gore with strikeouts and Kopech with saves. 57 saves, by the way. But batting title, Will Smith, 330 average for him and the Dodgers. Hits leader is going to be 206 by Trey Turner. Luis Ariz and the Rockies now right behind him. When it comes to 50 doubles for Fitzgerald and 47 home runs for Devers. Hey, Yepez, he was third. 36 homers. When it comes to the pitching ones, Kopech, 57 saves, leads the way. Vesia was in second with 52. With the Rockies, ERA, the biggest highway robbery. Sorry, Shota Imanaga. Like, I feel bad for you. And then strikeout leader, Mackenzie Gore. Another athletic wins the batting title. Nick Kurtz with a 331 average for the A's this year. Hits leader was a tie between Aaron Judge and Julio Rodriguez. When you look at home runs, Yordan Alvarez led the way with 47 homers. Saves leader is Jojo Romero of the Yankees with 46 saves. ERA title goes to Freddie Peralta with a 2.38 ERA, one of the just absolute phenomenal pitching staff the Astros have. And then your strikeout leader, Garrett Crochet, 200. Every day this trade looks worse and worse, and Porter Hodge, 7.52 ERA, the 207 whip this season. I just said no and dumped him down to the minors at one point in the season because he was doing so poorly. When we take a look at the Major League roster, Mitchell Parker, 4.39, 1.38. Whip wasn't great. I brought Sakura up, but he never got an opportunity to pitch. Foley was decent. Brito was really good. 105 innings at a 1.79 ERA. Phenomenal bullpen arm. Whitaker, his numbers did go down this year a little bit, but still 80 innings pitched, 3.26 ERA with a 1.13 whip. Miller, 3.46, the 1.26 is good. Ferrer was another good season. And Kopech, 57 saves in 64 innings, 54 Ks, 1.55 ERA. I mean, how many blown saves? Only 3? Yeah. This could be a really good signing for us. The undeserving Cy Young, Mackenzie Gore, was not good, but still got the Cy Young. Shane Bieber, 3.61 with a 1.22 whip, was pretty good this year. Hers, 3.84, 1.2 was good. Eflin was terrible. And Jake Irvin was just kind of a mid-pitching season, I think. It'll be good enough. Jonah Bride's OPS did not stay at 1,000, over 1,000. It dropped down to 789, which is okay. He ended up being a DH for us after we made all those moves. 14 homers on the year. He got sent down. I think I brought up BJ Murray. He never got a chance to play, though. Brought up Robert Hassel. He wasn't that good. He was hitting 360 in AAA. One of the reasons I made the move is there were 4 guys hitting over 300 in AAA, and I just had to call them up. When we look at the Major League roster, Mountcastle was awful. This contract is going to look terrible. I'm probably just going to dump him next season. Nunez, meh. Brady House, meh. Dylan Crews didn't play again because he was hitting 220 at AAA. I want him to be a part of this core, but why is he so bad? We're going to call him up next year because we have to and just hope that he can improve the bat. I just don't know. I don't know with him. He's frustrating. Yepez was our best player, 36 homers, 293 average this year. Ends up with a 922 OPS, so not as good as last year, but still better than 3 years ago. What a stretch this has been for him. Luis Garcia, 253 with 19 homers. James Wood, 291 with 29 homers, 100 RBIs. 104. 23 homers, 291 and 83 RBIs for Pavin Smith, who is the reason I got him in case Cruz wasn't ready. Cruz still isn't ready. Jacob Young, 225, 10 homers, 53 RBIs. Keibert Ruiz, decent, 13 homers, 245 average. Ethan Petrie, brought him up. Actually, he was pretty good. 244, 7 homers, 25 RBIs in 88 games. Not great by any means, but he was okay. And Eli Willits was awful. 217, 11 homers, 43 RBIs. Hit for average, only a 609 OPS. He was a negative player. That's frustrating. He played so well at all the minor league levels. Let's just hope that maybe he'll return to form next year. I don't know. Maybe we should have waited another year. Really couldn't afford to. I not necessarily afford to, but if we want to see him play, he's got to play. He just wasn't good. All right, we got the Giants, who don't preserve to be there. I don't know what's going on with my mouth. I think I'm just completely lost. I don't know why we're not playing the Marlins. All right, let's beat the undeserving playoff appearance of the Giants, I guess. I really can't believe that this team is here, but okay. Logan Webb, Hayden Birdsong, and Eric Lauer is their starting 3. All right, Gore versus Webb in game 1 is going. Oh, okay, we won that 7-0 over that one. Okay, great game. 9 strikeouts, 7 innings for Gore. Hayden Birdsong versus Shane Bieber in game 2. Okay, we rightfully win. I'm glad that they didn't advance. We're going to play the Dodgers next. So Seattle versus New York, Detroit versus Kansas City, and then New York versus Cincinnati, and then Washington versus the Dodgers. Once again, the Mets shouldn't have been in there really either, but we'll see what they can do. I mean, I guess they deserve it over the Giants by all means, but yeah, Miami just got robbed. They were leading the division the entire season too. I'm lost for words for that. Okay, we have the Dodgers. They have Skubal in game 1. Then they have Ohtani and then Sasaki. Yeah, this is a power, like, they're better than they ever have been. I've never seen them get this good because I've never seen them have an opportunity to get Skubal. Anyways, Hers versus Skubal, game 1. Hey, Hers pitched a good one, but Skubal's nearly impossible to beat, so we lose 0-1 to the Dodgers. Eflin versus Ohtani in game 2. We're down 3-5. All right, game 3, Irvin versus Sasaki. We get eliminated by the Dodgers. All right, at least we won a playoff series. Oh, yeah, that adds up. Dodgers defeat the Royals in the 2028 World Series. Ohtani with another World Series MVP, and Mookie Betts postseason MVP. Shohei Ohtani right there, and Will Smith on the AL side. This was against the Royals. Bobby Witt got that. Pasquantino and Brandon Lau. I'm going to wish everybody luck to take down the Dodgers, including us. And I wish the Marlins luck, because I don't know what happened to them. Just unfair. We're making a big trade. We're going to be getting Ozzie Albies from the Rays. I need a lefty platoon, because honestly, Ton Irizarry could come up and play, and he can't hit lefties. And Luis Garcia has actually been decent. He can't hit lefties. I need somebody who can hit lefties, who can play second base. And I can also get a expiring contract in Taj Bradley, who is on the last year of his deal, in this deal. And I don't have to give up too much. I just got to give up DJ Hers, who I don't think has been that great. I mean, he's probably comparable, honestly, to Taj Bradley. But I want Ozzie Albies. And so this deal makes the most sense to me. We're also going to trade Nasim Nunez, Alex Call, and Trey Lipscomb. 3 guys who are at major league level or are near like the contending part of it. And we're going to get 3 pitching prospects in return from the Orioles. Going into year 5, we have 2 more years under this James Wood contract before he ends up costing us a lot of money. And so we have to make an investment to win now, and then we have to deconstruct the team as soon as he is going to cost money because I need to pay him. So we've got 2 years to work with this, meaning I've got 2 years with some of these guys, and then we're going to deconstruct and go back young. So we're trying to kind of manipulate service time a little bit, but I also want these guys to develop at the level, and we've got a lot of young prospects who are able to do so. In the pitching rotation, we have Taj Bradley coming in, replacing DJ Hers. Now that's a very important piece because basically Hers had a couple more years of team control. Bradley does not. Bradley is on the last year of his deal. Now, I don't necessarily think we're going to be able to keep him, though I would like to try. But the reason this is important is I actually think our bullpen is pretty good. I think we've done a really good job with this bullpen in developing some players, but I've got so many prospects ready to take the reins as soon as all these guys are gone. I'm going to let you know. When Bieber's contract's up, he's gone. I might have to trade him before that because he does cost a lot of money. Bradley, he might be gone. Eflin will be gone when his contract's up. Irvin will be gone. Parker will be gone. I don't think I'm keeping these guys once their contracts are up. Parker's is this year. Because I have Sikora, Susana, Sennett, Cordova, Pena, Del Villar. I've got Del Villar, my bad. Freitas. We've got so many prospects now ready to come up. Some ready, some not. That I think we'll be able to replace them. So this year is all about maximizing all of our value here. If we fail to, Parker's probably gone, Bradley's gone, we're selling at the deadline. I don't want to have to sell. I would like to buy more than anything. And the lineup's a little bit of a mess, and that's because Ton Irizarry is ready. He's ready to come up. He's got 90 fielding, 99 contact against righties, 85 against lefties, 87 clutch. He's good. He'll be a great second baseman. And so I'm excited to see what he can do once he's there. And that creates a problem with the whole Luis Garcia, Ozzie Albies thing. Garcia cannot hit lefties, but Albies can. And so I can use Albies if I need to against lefties, which is what we are going to be doing against lefties. But this continues to present issues because third base is still a problem, and none of these guys can play multiple positions. Willits can't play multiple positions. Irizarry can't play multiple positions. Garcia can't play multiple positions. Albies can't play multiple positions. We don't have any versatility at any of these spots for a third baseman, so we really need Petrie or House to have a good season. I prefer it to be the younger of the two. If not, there is a chance that we might be doing a trade of Luis Garcia, because if Irizarry's ready, then Garcia becomes expendable, just like when we brought up Willits, made Abrams expendable, even if Willits has been terrible. That expendability does present us the option to possibly move Luis Garcia for a third baseman if neither of these guys are ready. We'll see what we can get out of him. I'm hoping for some good production. Could also play Jonah Bride at third base, but that seems like a bad idea. He's so bad defensively. Just really good bat. Dylan Crews is up. He's going to be great defensively. That's the only value he brings. Let's see what we can do this season. Let's hope we can win our division. And I don't want to have to sell. Everything I just spoke about, forget about it. Forget about all of it. Ton just tore his ACL or MCL, which I'm guessing he probably did the ACL in college, and that's why he wasn't good. Okay. Well, we can't trade Luis Garcia now, but I guess that solves our second base congestion problem. This dude was straight up gonna win Rookie of the Year. Look at him. 383. He's gonna win Rookie of the Year. 995 OPS. Wow. What a start he had. All right. Well, usually I don't show this many drafts, and honestly, in a lot of potential things as we look at our operating window of potential contention, I normally wouldn't look at this because I think that a lot of these guys won't be able to contribute now, but they will later, especially as a later pick that we have. However, because I don't actually think we're anywhere close to finishing this rebuild, as Eli Willits really hasn't stamped anything into his major league career yet, I want to show these guys because they might still be influential members down the road. Now, the top guy on my board is going to be a pitcher by the name of Jesus Costa, a pitcher from Kentucky. He is a 88th ranked, number one on our board. Really good walks per nine, good home runs. He's phenomenal. He should be there. I'm taking him unless there's a really good position player, which would be if a guy like Diego Cruz fell. There's also some third basemen, Hendricks Ramirez, Matt Kimball, who I like too. Those guys might be available in my second pick. I don't know. We'll see. That's kind of what we're looking at, because there's also a chance Costa's available with the second pick, or he goes to pick number one. I don't know. Either way that we look at it, a lot of guys available. We're just going to draft. Well, that puts a little bit of a wrench in my plans. Costa went 7. Okay. I get it. He's going to be phenomenal. So when I look at the rest of them, I think Orlando Blanco could be good. He doesn't have the good stats that I like, and that's the same thing I would say about Mark McMahon, who's somebody else, which is why they aren't on the top of my board. There are some good relievers and all that too. But I think that what we're going to end up taking then, because of it, is we are going to reach a little bit. And I'm going to go with Matt Kimball or Hendricks Ramirez. I might actually shoot for both of them, you know. And we'll see what we can do. We'll probably go with Kimball, only because I think he's a little bit safer. He's got a higher range than Ramirez, though Ramirez could be a major league player now. You know what? We're trying to contend now. We'll go with Ramirez. Maybe Kimball will be available with their second pick. So we are 10 games above 500, and we are 1 game above the Mets right now in our division. So good chance of possibly winning. We've actually been terrible against the division opponents, which, I mean, I guess our division is pretty good. It's the NL East. But I think when we look at it, there's still a lot of room to grow. But we're a better team than the Mets. Like, look at the big differences, I think, the fielding and the slugging, but look at our average difference. Look at our ERA difference. We're a better team than them. Only one All-Star, James Wood. You know what's crazy? Mackenzie Gore has 2 Cy Youngs, hasn't made an All-Star game. It shows that he doesn't deserve any of them. So I don't think there's really precedent for a trade like this. I don't think I've ever seen a trade like this, but realistically, I do think it makes sense. The Rockies and us are basically doing 2 different deals. We are going to give them Eflin, an expiring pitcher. We are going to get Luis Arias, an expiring first baseman, who is going to play third baseman for us. He shouldn't. He's terrible at defense. But I need a third baseman, and I don't need Eflin. I think my guys are good enough that I could see Sakura come up and pitch. So we're going to do that. Yeah, I took the wrong one. I should have just went with my gut. Knew Kimball was better. I took the wrong one. That's a hard miss because he wasn't injured, didn't opt out. I had 90+ position accuracy. Just sometimes that's not enough. Though, Albert Lynn, 84. Not bad. Ken Sanchez is a 98. He's only 52 overall, but 98 potential. That's a fantastic option. And then a reliever I knew nothing about, took a swing, 89 potential. Didn't really hit on this guy. Shortstop, knew nothing about, 88 potential. Random swing, ends up being all right. So I should probably check to see what else was there. Yeah, I should have went with my gut. Matt Kimball, he was better. 55 overall, 89 potential. He was way better. I said it. I just picked the wrong one. And Orlando Blanco, I thought was going to last me another round. He got picked like 4 picks in front of me in the 3rd round. That disappointing because 95 potential. I only waited off because he was non-ranked. Should have just taken him instead of Lynn. We miss on this draft. There's still some guys that I think will have interesting ranges, but it is what it is. We had a bunch of good drafts, so I'm not going to be mad at it. And we'll see if any of these guys even actually contend at the team by the time that we are ready. So this is the last draft we're going to take a look at. I mean, we might just take a peek, but last one out to the draft boards and all that stuff for a long way to go yet, though. We're getting close to the end of the season, and we have absolutely collapsed. 61 and 63. We have lost all of our advantages. Maybe we'll turn it around in the last month, but what a collapse. So with 1 month left, we are 70 and 65. We are just out of it. Not necessarily out of the division. We are 7 games out of the division. I do think we could win it. I mean, it's not like we are much worse than the Mets or the Marlins. In fact, I kind of would say that we're probably actually a better team than both of them. It's just a question of, can we win our games? I've noticed massive regression in the bullpen, and that's a big hurt. But, yeah. 2 games behind the Brewers for the wild card, then the Marlins are right there. So, Brewers, Marlins, see what we can do. Hey, we won our division again. I don't know how, but all right, 90 and 72. And we're taking on the winner? Wait, so we got a bye? Awesome. That's the 2nd straight season we had a 3-way tie. Thankfully, the game didn't bug out and the Marlins did make the playoffs this time. I wish them luck. We get a Hank Aaron Award for Pavin Smith? And a batting title for Pavin? What? Okay. Corbin Carroll wins the MVP. 260, 39 home runs, 126 RBIs. Cy Young goes to Tarek Skubal, who got sent down. Oh, because he's injured. Okay. I was like, he got sent down. What? I've never seen that. 267 with 182. Imanaga gets robbed again. What? Imanaga should have 2 Cy Youngs, if not more. What is his? Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. Imanaga gets robbed in this one. All right. Pavin Smith. Shout out you. All right. When we look at the AL side, Yordan Alvarez, now with the Orioles, wins the MVP. 319, 54 homers, 117 RBIs. Cy Young goes to George Kirby of the Seattle Mariners with 310 and 171 strikeouts. Pavin Smith won the batting title. 334. I mean, what a year, dude. Awesome. 996 OPS, too. 334 average on the season, beating out Will Smith. Hits leader is going to be Luis Arias, who we traded for. 196 hits for us. Doubles leader is going to be Fitzgerald. Home run leader, James Wood with 40. That's a very small number, but we end up getting it anyways. Yeah. When I go over to... I wanted to see this because Pavin Smith and James Wood were up there. Okay, so what a crazy year for Pavin Smith to be near the top there. When I go to saves, Abner Uribe leads the way in saves, 55 saves for the Brewers. ERA, Imanaga again. And then your strikeout leader is going to be Mackenzie Gore again. On the AL side, Yordan Alvarez wins the batting title, hitting .319 on the season for the Orioles. Doesn't lead the way in hits, though. That goes to Vladimir Guerrero and Julio Rodriguez, both with 194 hits. Your doubles leader, Julio. Your home run leader, Yordan with 54. He doesn't lead in RBIs. Torkelson takes that, so no triple crown. Saves leader in the AL is Jojo Romero for a second straight season with 56 saves for the New York Yankees. ERA leader, John Means with the Tigers, 2.43 for him this season. And your strikeout leader, Garrett Crochet, with a massive 249 Ks, which is massive for the game. I know that 300 plus is what you're looking for. MLB does not simulate to that level. Only guy that got sent down at all was Jackson Rutledge, who I let pitch a little bit. Didn't do too badly in his appearances. Otherwise, yeah, our lineup was not necessarily great, but it still had some openings. This is a year where I'm hoping that we'll be able to do something special. Jake Irvin, 4.63 with a 1.49. He did get hurt partially through the year. That was when I decided to make the move for Sakura, so I could bring Sakura up, because Irvin had just come back from being injured. So I needed to give Sakura more shots to keep playing. Jason Foley, terrible, 5.32 with a 1.26 whip. Brito was great, 2.9 through. He's pitching more innings every season. 97, 105, 129. He has been great every year. Rodney Whitaker, terrible year for Whitaker. 4.7 with a 1.72 whip. Just a bad year. -8 to his hits per 9. Yeah, big regression across the board there for him. Tyson Miller was good. 2.21 with a 0.97 whip. 2.74 with a 1.16 for Ferrer. And 3.86 with a 1.36 whip for Kopech. I did see he did blow 9 saves, but he blew 8 of them before even June. Like, he blew 8 of them through the first 2 months of the season. So he pitched a really good second half. But our actual starting lineup: Mackenzie Gore, 3.9 with a 1.4 and 218 strikeouts. Shane Bieber, 3.09 with a 1.22. Good year on him. Bradley was all right, 3.78 with a 1.25. Travis Sakura, I like that. I'm excited. He's going to be a starting pitcher for us next year. 3.78 with a 1.26 whip. Parker, 3.21 with a 1.23. Probably could have got something for him, but hey, maybe he'll get us a compensatory pick back in the free agency, because that's the best year he's put together, and I'm not going to keep him because he's not going to pitch like that again. Lineup wise, Jonah Bride played every game this season, pretty much, playing both, second base, or I think I had him playing maybe third or something like that. Maybe it was just a DH, I think, the entire time. Either way, 156 hits, 20 homers, 270, 344, on base, 770 OPS. Wasn't too bad for a DH. He's regressing, and his contract is going to be up. I'm not going to re-sign him. BJ Murray I brought up. Decent. Doesn't walk, so there's nothing there that helps him there. I don't think I had Lyle up. I had Hassel up. He was all right. Kind of mediocre. He just doesn't have any options, so I really can't afford to just send him down. Petrie, 244, 16 home runs, 54 RBIs. I like the power, and I like the on-base percentage. He started to put it together, and I think next year, now that Arias will be gone, next year he'll be able to be our starting third baseman. I don't have to make a move for a third baseman if I don't need to. I think he'll be good enough. Ozzie Albies, 287, 8 home runs, 25 RBIs. Pretty good against lefties. Brady House, 234, 4 home runs. Actually, how many? So we only played 53 games, though. I will say, this might be a bit of an overpay. But anyways, Brady House, 234, meh. Dylan Crews, 230, 9 home runs, 27 RBIs. What did he bring in WAR? Because he obviously brings in nothing offensively. 646 OPS is terrible. Negative WAR. He committed 2 errors. You're only out there for defense because that's all you bring to the table. I kind of want to trade him, but I shouldn't. Luis Garcia, 257, 20 home runs, 67 RBIs. Juan Yepez, 23 homers, 289 average. So a little bit down from where he was the last couple years. But, dude, this has been a great 4-year stretch for Juan Yepez. I'd love to see it. This is back down to his worst. He's down to 838. He's grounding in double plays again, but that's all right. James Wood, 292, 40 home runs, 90 RBIs. Pavin Smith obviously was phenomenal this year. 25 home runs, 334 average was great. Jacob Young put together a good season, 273, 11 home runs, 66 RBIs. Like, why isn't Dylan Crews playing at this level? I know his contact stats are bad, but yeah. Gilbert Ruiz, 262, 15 home runs, 78 RBIs. I know we really haven't talked much about him, but he is like just a model of consistency. I don't need a whole lot from a guy, right? And when you're a catcher and you get me 130 plus hits, hit over 250. I'm happy. I don't really need a lot of offense. He's not necessarily great because I know he's not that good defensively, and I'm hoping he can be a little bit better than this, but he hasn't been a negative. 315, 15 home runs, 68 RBIs for Arias, and Willits did put it together finally. 277, 17 home runs, 59 RBIs this year, 146 hits. So good first, I guess, really like actual year. This was his sophomore kind of like, yeah, now he's a player, right? Now he's a player. This is going to be who we're going to be building around. Not this guy, but maybe this guy, maybe, hopefully better than this guy. I want to see it continue to develop. I'm hoping we don't see a down year from him. We still have him pretty cheap for a little while. So we're taking on the Cubs, who did win the NL Central and beat the Marlins in 2 games. They just, terrible luck for them, I guess, really. So we're taking on the Cubs now. The Dodgers are taking on the Mets in the NLDS in the other matchup. We have the Orioles versus the Yankees in the ALDS, as well as Cleveland versus Seattle in the other matchup too. And I'm hoping that really we can just make it to the NLCS. I do obviously want to make it to the World Series. I don't expect us to be able to. The Dodgers are like just ridiculous. So my hope is that the Mets can take them down and we can take on the Mets potentially. But I think we have to make the NLCS to get a little bit more income so that we have a chance of making it. So Mackenzie Gore is going to go against Dean Kramer in the first game, Shane Bieber versus Ryan Nelson, and Taj versus Shota Imanaga. I don't think we're winning this matchup against Shota, but I'm still hoping that we can win the other 2. So the first 2 games here in Washington, in DC, is going to be Gore versus Kramer in game 1. We win that one 3-2. Good bullpen game by Johnny Brito. Going into the second game here in Washington, Bieber versus Ryan Nelson, 6-4 victory. We are up 2-0. Bradley versus Imanaga. Hey, we win that one. We're going on to the Mets. Let's go Mets. I know this is a Nationals video. They're a rival. But let's go Mets. I don't have to play the Dodgers. Suddenly, those World Series odds go up. Gore versus Ryan, Bieber versus McClanahan, and Bradley versus Jonah Tong. They swept the Dodgers, which is a little scary. They still haven't lost a playoff game. But we swept the Cubs, so we haven't either. Baltimore is going to be playing Seattle on the other side. So we now actually have a chance. Even if my faith is low, we have a chance. Game 1 in Washington is going to be Gore versus Ryan. Can we take down Joe Ryan and the Mets? We cannot. 3-2 loss. Kopech. Oh, blown save by Kopech. Okay, all right. Game 2, Bieber versus McClanahan. That is a victory. So we have to win one now in New York. Maybe a couple. Bradley versus Jonah Tong in game 3 is a 4-1 victory. We're up 2-1. They're going to go back to Joe Ryan. They are running a 3-man pitching rotation in the playoffs. We're going to go to Travis Sikora. I'm a little concerned by that. That's scary. I've never seen a team do that. Sikora versus Joe Ryan in game 4. 1-2 loss. Sikora still pitched well. But all right, 2-2. We did take a game off of them here in New York. They're going to Brandon Sprout now, so I don't know why Ryan pitched. But okay. All right. Game 5. 2-2 series in New York. Mitchell Parker versus Brandon Sprout. We win that one. We are up 3-2. We're going to go back to Gore and Bieber for McClanahan and Tong in Washington. Gore versus McClanahan in game 6. We win. We are taking on the Orioles in the World Series. Well, we just took down one undefeated team. Now we have to play Baltimore, who's also undefeated. Here in year 5, kind of a surprise we even made the playoffs. And we are in the World Series on this run. Mackenzie Gore versus Michael King in game 1. Bradley versus Grayson Rodriguez in game 2. And then game 3 will be Sikora versus Povich. So on 5 days rest, can Gore take down Michael King in game 1? He can. We win 6-5 bullpen game. We take game 1 in Washington. Game 2 here in Washington. Bradley versus Grayson Rodriguez. He knows all about the Orioles. He's played on the Rays his whole career. This should be, come on. Oh, no. I got a little ahead. You know, the Orioles changed their roster. Bradley did lose 2-6, so we need to win a game in Baltimore. Sikora versus Povich in game 3. It's going to be a 6-4 victory. We are up 2-1 on Baltimore. Another bullpen game. This is going to be Shane Bieber versus Luis Garcia in game 4. And we win. We are up 3-1 on the Orioles. All right, we're going to jump in. We're going to see what we can do and see if we can win in Game 5 in Baltimore. Mitchell Parker on the mound against Michael King. We are playing great this postseason, but so are the Orioles. 259 average, 308 for us. They had a 269 and a 2.45 ERA. They were a wild card team. They fought their way in. For some reason, that's showing Luis Arias as if he was like our best player. Mitchell Parker is going to end up being the pitcher today that gives us both Gore and Bradley if we need them for Game 6 and Game 7 back in Washington. And yeah, let's see what we can do here. I mean, look at Pavin Smith and James Wood. All right, against Michael King, we're bringing out a lefty. They have, I saw they have CJ Abrams. Okay, all right. So let's see what we can do in this lineup as we start this one. Garcia versus King. Garcia's been bad. Yepes versus King. Strikes out. Wood pops out. Quick first. So they have CJ Abrams, Nasim Nunez, who we gave them. So they have two shortstops that we gave them. Yordan Alvarez, I think their first round pick this year, Bodine. Lane Thomas in center. Jackson Holliday at second. Michael Toglia at first. Kobe Mayo at third. And Enrique Bradfield in right. Interesting lineup. So Abrams gets on with an error and a double from Nasim Nunez. It means the two guys get on base and score. And another error gets Yordan on. What a defensive collapse to start off. But thankfully, we only give up one run in this one. That was scary. Going into this, we do get a hit from Pavin Smith, who is just consistent. That's what he does. Strikeout by Jacob Young, fly out by Ruiz, and another out for Arias. Ground out, pop out, and a ground out. Gets us out of that one. Single for Jonah Bride to get on base. Strikeout for Willits. And a double play gets us out of that one again. Nasim Nunez pops out, pop out for Alvarez, and a strikeout. Pop out for Yepes, strikeout for Wood, and a walk for Pavin Smith to get on base, but a fielder's choice gets him out of there. So, going into the bottom of the fourth, we have Lane Thomas gets on with a single. Double from Jackson Holliday makes it 2-0. Strikeout for Toglia, strikeout for Mayo, and a flyout. So it's 2-0 as we go to Keibert Ruiz now here in the top of the fifth. Strikeout, flyout for Arias, and a ground out. We get nothing. Solo shot, CJ Abrams makes it a 3-0 lead. Strikeout for Nunez, flyout for Alvarez, a walk for Bodine, and a flyout. I think that's going to be probably the end of Parker's day as we ground out with Willits. Double for Garcia. We do have a man on now for Yepes, who grounds out. Wood, 2-run home run would feel so good right now. He flies out. We'll make the pitching change. We will let Irvin come in, and we'll see what he can do. With the bottom of the lineup here, single for Mayo, caught stealing. We get out of it. So Pavin Smith now pops out. Young flies out. Ruiz flies out. We are getting shut down by this team. Irvin grounds out. Strikeout for Abrams and a pop-up. So going into the eighth, let's see what we can do. Arias grounds out. Single for Jonah Bride, getting on. Sack bunt gets him over. I don't know why Willits sack bunted when we're down 3. Willits makes weird decisions for me. Bottom of the eighth, we're going to make the pitching change. I don't want to waste a really good reliever, so we're going to waste one who has not been good, which is going to be Foley. He's been pretty bad. Walk for Alvarez. Why Yordan Alvarez try to steal a base? Ground out for Bodine. Walk for Thomas. Single for Holliday. Went on first and second. Walk, bases loaded. I have to make the pitching change. We're going to go Kopech. Flies out. All right. I'll probably just only let Kopech pitch that one. Well, actually, he probably won't have to come back in. Ground out there for Yepes. Strikeout for Wood. And nothing. No runs. Offense gets shut out. Don't worry. We're going to bring out the City Connects. We're going to have some flowers on our jerseys. And we're going to beat the Orioles. Okay? And the reason for that is because we're going to have Mackenzie Gore on the mound here in Nationals Park. Really not much better than you can get with that. Oh my God, I really wish we had Taun instead of Luis Garcia. Okay, so it's another lefty, so it should be the same lineup here. CJ Abrams starting this game off against Mackenzie Gore with a lineout. Nunez singles, stolen base for Nunez, flyout for Alvarez, and a ground out. It's crazy that those two are actually being contributors. I guess we Oh my God. I just talked trash about Luis Garcia. Hits a solo shot. We're up 1-0 on the Orioles. Single for Yepez. Strikeout for Wood. Double for Pavin Smith. We are up 2-0. Strikeout for Young. We are up 2-0 on the Orioles. Single for Thomas. Double for Holliday. Man on second and third. Come on. Single for Taglia. They score it and tie it right back up. And a double from Bradfield. And a double from Abrams. Oh my God. Our ace just got rocked in the second. 4-2 game. All right, ground out for Arise, fly out for Bride, and a ground out for Willits. Walk for Bodine, stolen base, and a 2-run shot. Gore just got absolutely lit up. I'm going to have to make a pitching change. I'm just going to go to a different starter. We're going to have Bradley ready for the next one. I'm going to go to Sakura, and we're just going to try this. Single for Holiday, strikeout, stolen base, fly out, error, double. Okay, this is going to be a quick one. Can we score some runs maybe to match it up? Ground out, men on second and third for Young. 3-run shot. Okay, never mind. I thought it was going to be a quick one, but the home run from Young means it's still a 3-run game. Walk for Alvarez. Single for Bodine. Fly out. What happened? What's happening? What's happening? Arias grounds out, strikeout. Walk for Willits to get on to first, and nothing. Pop up. I'm going to have to make a pitching change again. Going to Jake Irvin. Line out. Single for Nunez. Walk for Alvarez. Fielder's choice, men on the corners for Lane Thomas. All right. See you in Game 7. So, after a 14-5 shellacking by the Orioles in Game 6, see what we can do in Game 7. We are going to be rolling this one with Taj Bradley on the mound. And just hope that we can do... Kade Povich is a 1.96 ERA. Okay, all right. Let's see what we can do against a lefty this time with a different lineup. Our team is not actually built as well for lefties, but let's see what we can do against them. They have, for their lineup, Westberg is going to be in. They have Christian Yelich, Ike Irish, Colton Cowser. This team is so deep. All right, they have Yelich on this team. All right, Abrams starts off with a ground out. Holiday singles. Alvarez flies out. Westberg gets a ground out. We get out of that. Povich versus Yepez to start it off. Pop up. Crews grounds out. And Wood gets a single to get on to first. Luis Arias pops up. Bradley strikes out Bodine. Single for Yelich. Double play gets us out of that one. Single for Ozzy Albies to get onto base. Strikeout for Jacob Young. Fly out for Ruiz. Fielder's choice gets nothing. Bradley against Colton Cowser. Strikeout. Single for Taglia. Walk. Man on first and second for Jackson Holiday. Lines out. Alvarez versus Taj Bradley with a man on first and second. Gets single. The Orioles take a 1-0 lead. We are down by 1 run. Daryl Hurd-Eyes, who I brought up, is going to go against Kade Povich. He grounds out. Yepez gets a single to get onto base. Cruz, fielder's choice. I'm going to steal second. And Wood is going to try to hit in Dylan Crews. He is going to ground out. We are still down 1-0 to the Orioles. Taj Bradley versus Bodine, single. Strikeout for Yelich, single. Man on first and second for Colton Cowser. Strikeout and a flyout. We get out of that. Jams. A lot of jams. Luis Arias versus Kade Povich strikes out. Albies versus Povich flies out. Young versus Povich grounds out. Bradley versus Abrams strikeout. Holiday strikeout. Alvarez line out. Going into the bottom of the 5th. Keibert Ruiz versus Povich grounds out. Willits, come on, dude. 154 in this postseason. Hey, he got a single. And then a double play. All right, well, that didn't mean anything. Bradley versus Jordan Westberg now. Strikeout. Bodine grounds out. Yelich flies out. It's still 1-0. Yepez versus Povich now in the bottom of the 6th. Ground out for Yepez. Double. Cruz is on second. I want to steal third, but I shouldn't. We have Wood on up to bat. He strikes out. Luis Arias, please just hit him in. Oh, we had a chance. I should have stole third. All right. Bradley is going to come out. We have going into the 7th. I'm going to go to the bullpen. Johnny Brito has been fantastic this season. Against Ike Irish. Ground out. Single for Cowser. Walk for Taglia. CJ Abrams with a single. Ground out for Holiday. Men on second and third. Walk for Dude, does he just walk every time? Fly out. Down 2-0 for Ozzy Albies. We are actually going to, I think that's a righty, so we're going to pinch hit. We're going to go Garcia. He singles. We have a man on first for Jacob Young, who strikes out. Keibert Ruiz now is going to single. Men on first and second for Eli Willits. This is the moment. Let's watch it. This is his moment. Bottom of the seventh. Men on first and second. The best chance for him to rally. Willits takes the strike on the edge for Roansy Contreras. If he gets a hit, if he gets these 2 RBIs, we're still in it. This is Game 7 of the World Series. Willits has shown us nothing thus far. Can he turn himself into a hero today? With the pitch, does not swing at the slider, thankfully. 1-1 count.
Just seeing which manager can match up better and who's able to get to the finish line.
Another pitch. Doesn't take that one. Good. 2-1 count now. He's hitting 170. He's been awful. But maybe, just maybe, he can turn it around here. The number 1 prospect, the number 1 pick, swings and misses at a nasty circle changeup. 2-2 count for Willits now. Here against Contreras. With the pitch. He doesn't swing at that one. Full count now for Willits. Now Hernandez is not going to hit. He is going to be pinched out because this is a righty. So Willits, can you hit him in? Good contact. Might have been able to walk there. But I'm glad he just fouled it off. Full count now for Willits here in the bottom of the 7th of the World Series. He takes the walk. He gets on base. I'm not controlling it. Let's see what they decide to do. If they're going to let Hernandez pitch, they're going to make a pitching change, the Orioles. I actually want to see this. If they decide to make a pinch hit for Hernandez, or if they bring in a lefty, then maybe not. He, as they said, won 1,500 OPS with runners in scoring position, but they go to a righty in Jose Leclerc, who has a 1.5 ERA this postseason. This is a chance. Might be Leclerc. I'm thinking of Charles Leclerc in my head. And they're going to let Hernandez hit. I'm going to let him happen. Darell Hernandez. Bases loaded. Game 7. Could you imagine that? Like, hey, dude, you haven't really played for us all season, but we need you in the postseason lineup because I don't trust Robert Hassel. All right, here we are. 1 out. Why did you check your swing at that? His bat is in front of the ball. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die at the decision making of these guys. Just by shortstops, apparently. Fouls that one off. 0-2 count. Man, I kind of wish this was just Jonah Bride. Bases loaded. If he gets a hit, this game turns around. Hits it. No! 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 Worst case scenario. Double play. Darell Hernandez. I should have pinch hit him. What a... All right, going into the 8th. So we're going to have Jason Foley to start off the top of the 8th now. Please. Versus Caden Bodine, strikeout. Yelich, flyout. Ike Irish, grounds out. I'm going to guess they're going to make a pitching change here in the bottom of the 8th. We've got the top of the lineup, Juan Yepez versus Jose Leclerc. Garrett Clevenger, I mean. Single for Yepez. He's on base. Dylan Crews. I'm making the pinch hit decision. We are pinch hitting. I need Pavin. I just need Pavin. I don't trust Dylan Crews. Pavin versus Clevenger. Flies out. Wood versus Clevenger. Strikes out. Come on, Luis Arias. We brought you here for this and this alone. To make contact, to get hits. He flies out. We're going to the 9th. Top of the 9th. I'm going to make the pitching change again. We're going to go to Miller. Yeah. Against Cowser. Pop up. Fly out. Double for Abrams. And a fly out. It's the bottom of the 9th. This is going to be it. Garcia, Young, Ruiz. And if we get anything, maybe Willits. So here we are in the bottom of the ninth. We were up 3-1 on the Orioles. We lost in game, I guess, game 5 with no offense. Game 6, we just got absolutely annihilated. And here we are in game 7 with once again no offense. Luis Garcia in the bottom of the ninth here. Can he get it? We are near the middle of the lineup. We didn't get anything in the top of the lineup. A 1 count. Brian Abreu trying to strike us out, trying to come back and make sure we don't win a World Series here in 2029, 10 years after winning our first. Slider outside, 1-1 count for Luis Garcia. Even if he gets something big, we still need more. We're going to need a big run. Circle changeup inside. He swings and misses. 1-2 count now for Garcia against Brian Abreu. With the pitch, fouls that one off. It was high, but he stays alive. 1-2 count for Garcia. With a pitch. Ball down in the dirt. 2-2 count now. We can fight for long enough. Maybe we'll have an opportunity. But we're going to have to fight. Oh, good contact, but that's going to be a pop-out. I thought it might get down, but it actually just kept floating upwards. Garcia's out. 1 out now here in Game 7 of the World Series. I had so much faith in the Mackenzie Gore got just lit up in Game 6. Here we are, Jacob Young now. He's 0 for 3 on the day. He's hitting 173 in the World Series. He takes the ball down low. Slider misses. 1-0 count. He is a free agent at the end of the season. I'm considering whether or not I sign him. Probably just offer him the qualifying and we'll see what he gets on the market. 1-0 count. Takes another ball. 2-0 count now for Jacob Young. Here we are with the pitch. Circle changeup. Gets called a ball. Outside. Looked like a strike to me. But hey, if Young can get on base, that's all I want. They call it a strike. 3-1 on that one. Just don't strike out, man. Don't let him fight back. Throw another ball, Brian. Okay, he fouls it off. Now it's 3-2. Young is going to swing. He's either going to not swing at a strike right down the middle or he's going to swing at a slider or something that is nowhere near the zone. With a pitch. What did I say? It's so predictable. Oh my God, this is getting too predictable. Keibert Ruiz is now up to bat. Last batter for us here at the 2029 World Series is Keibert Ruiz. He can get on base. Willits gets an opportunity. He doesn't swing at a slider right down the middle.
Some hitters are just more confident they can track that first pitch out of the hand of the pitcher. They don't care if they fall behind 0-1.
Ye have little faith. Ye be me. I have little faith. Come on, Ruiz. Come on. Ball inside. Four-seam fastball. I mean, I'm going to still say this is a successful season by the fact that we even got here. But still, what a disappointment this would be if this is how we collapse in the World Series. With the pitch. Circle changeup misses low. 2-1 count. Abreu's on 15 pitches this inning. Ruiz needs to either walk or hit a ball in play. He doesn't swing at any balls in the zone. Don't swing at any outside of it. So I can expect that 2-2 count. Hits that one. Is it going to get over his head? It's deep. It gets over his head. It's down. Ruiz might be able to make it over to second. I think he's going to. We get a double. Stand-up double for Keibert Ruiz. Man on second now for Eli Willits. An opportunity for the young kid to potentially make a name for himself in Game 7 of the World Series in the bottom of the ninth. Can he tie this one up? With the pitch. Swings and misses at a four-seam fastball high. He is 170 this postseason. 449 OPS. 3 RBIs. Please make that 5, Willits. With the pitch. Misses up high. Four-seam fastball. 1-1. This is the last batter. This is what they've all been waiting for. This is what you, as your life, you wait for. To be the #1 prospect to be drafted #1 overall, to come up and be in the World Series, to be in Game 7 in the bottom of the ninth with an opportunity, and you mess it up, Willits. Orioles won the World Series.
Congratulations to the champs. Game 7 World Series. Every player on both sides comes to the ballpark knowing that this is it. This team got it done. It's been a special club all year long. And it's finally put it all on this special series.
Myself to do it even if I tried it. The aura of your words, I always heard what you said.
Welcome back on the show as we see some of the final moments and reactions to this World Series clinching game.
Saw the future I could have. All the real people beside me, the lighting of
And
my
now let's move
path.
down to the
We
field
laugh,
where they're set to
we
present the
laugh,
Commissioner's Trophy
think
to
to
the
look
World Series
back.
champs.
Make me think that I should never go back.
Singleton, our outstanding crew. I'm John Shelby. This has been the World Series on MLB The Show.
World Series MVP is Lane Thomas of the Orioles. 2 home runs, both in Game 6, .417 average. Postseason MVP, James Wood, Keibert Ruiz, and Luis Arias. All their performances just before the last 3 games of the season, I guess. AL, Holliday, Alvarez, and Bodine. The reason we watched the Orioles celebrate is because I wanted to remind you who was on the other side. C.J. Abrams. That was the what if. That's the question. Willits or Abrams? We went with Willits because he's the guy. He's the young prospect. Abrams was clutch this postseason. Willits was not. Makes me feel like I'm a little bit of a hater right now, and I don't want to be. And I know that there are a lot of Washington fans who are like, feel like you're being a little rough on him. But I am also saying at this point, he has shown nothing at all to grant us any leeway. We have 1 more year with James Wood on a decent contract. We have so many free agents this offseason. It's going to be a rough one. For reference, we have Taj Bradley, Jacob Young, Mitchell Parker, Jake Irvin, Luis Arias, Pavin Smith, and Jose Ferrer are all free agents. And we don't actually have a large budget. Thankfully, we did get a little further to open up our budget a little bit more. But I can't afford all of them. So we already talked about Parker being gone. Irvin being gone. Arias was obviously going to be gone. I want to bring back Pavin because he was so good. I'll try Taj Bradley, and I'll see what we can do with Jacob Young. But man, this is going to be a hard team to put back together. So I had to take a little bit of a break after that demoralizing kind of defeat at the end of the year. So, 2030, last year under the James Wood contract, and this team looks nothing like it did last year. We were able to keep Taj Bradley, but we weren't able to keep Mitchell Parker or Jacob Young or a couple other guys or Jake Irvin. And so we're going to have Gore, Bieber, Bradley at the top of the rotation. Bieber is going to be gone at the end of this season. With Sakura coming in to pitch this season, Yarlin Susanna is going to come in and pitch. We're going to bring up Eric Freitas, who was a draft pick that we took. Foley is still here. Miller, I think these guys are in some of their last years with the team. We brought up Otis Edlin, and he's going to be our closer. And we're just going to kind of roll with that from the pitching staff. And lineup-wise, we no longer have Luis Garcia. I traded them for pitching prospects because I wanted to make sure that I had Ton or Irizarry. I could have went for a center fielder, but I actually wanted to give Elijah Green a shot because he ended up being pretty good in the minors the last couple years. And so I wanted to give him a shot to play center field. We can obviously trade one of these pitching prospects if we need to. But we've got a bunch of center fielders, actually just outfielders in general that can play. And just kind of want to give them their opportunity more than anything. Dylan Crews is still in the lineup despite being disappointment. I considered trading him I'll let you know this, that when I put him on the market, I got offered Yordan Alvarez for him. Yeah, I'm not doing that deal. That's not fair at all. So the other big things, we no longer have Luis Garcia. We no longer have Jacob Young. Nolan Shanwell was left untouched after being an all-star last year. So I just signed him. So we have him at first base. I could have brought up Casilla, but I didn't instead. And just we're going to have Shanwell. And then Yepez is going to play DH this year with Wood. Irizarry is going to be here. And we're just going to hope this is going to be okay. We've got a lot of guys in the minors that can come and take anybody's spots if we need to. And now we have such a big prospect pool that if we have to make a swap at any point, we can. So this year, we're going to start moving a little bit quicker. We'll show the draft, but we're not going to show like the scouting process. We're just going to kind of see if we can contend. And I need you to like not be what you've been. At the All-Star break, we find ourselves 55-42. We are in position where we are tied with the Mets. We have a better offense than them, but they have a better pitching staff. We're noticing this. This is probably because of the turnover. We had to play a lot of rookies, a lot of new guys, and that's going to make the pitching staff a little bit worse, though the offense has been actually pretty good this year. Well, I don't actually know. This might be his first All-Star, despite 2 Cy Young appearances. Mackenzie Gore finally an All-Star for us. He's got a 2.23 ERA at this point in the season, not leading the league in strikeouts, actually. That's going to be Scooble. But we have a couple others. We also have Juan Yepez, who is also another All-Star season. 319 with 19 homers at the All-Star break. Phenomenal year. He is now playing DH, with Shanwell being able to play first base. We also have James Wood, commonly in the race, 294 with 21 homers. And Dylan Crews! Oh my god! He's finally useful! And we had a phenomenal draft. Todd Butler, 94 potential at the top pick that we had, which was pick, I think, 26. We got a lot of compensatory picks because of Jacob Young and Mitchell Parker and all that. So we were able to get an 84 potential starter in Willie Guerrero. Kind of was hoping he was a little bit better. Ryan Benjamin, kind of hope he was a little bit better. Mac Anderson, hoped he was a little bit better. He's actually kind of mediocre entirely. At least they're at the high end of 70s. But then we hit big at the end. Kerry Green, 92 potential. 99 potential from Robbie Nava. 93 from Archie Weaver. And then I had the last pick of the draft. Or second to last pick of the draft. This was all that was available. Honestly, not too bad. Though I will say, Pirates draft, while they had, I think, like pick 2, rivals me. This is a phenomenal draft by the CPU. We're 80-56 with 1 month left to play, and yeah, offensively, we are phenomenal. I'm really excited about the offense can bring. Pitching staff is much weaker than it was last year, but still, I think that we'll be able to do enough. I'm pretty confident we'll be making the playoffs with this. We're pretty far away from not making the playoffs. It's just all about once we get there, can we do something with it? 96-66, we win our division, and we will be taking on the winner of the wild card playoff game. Best season yet. Looks like we have a couple award winners, mainly gold gloves. Looks like Mackenzie Gore had a gold glove and Dylan Crews did. And Hank Aaron goes to James Wood. Good for him, too. He finished second in the MVP race this year, hitting .312. He's going to be an expensive free agent this offseason. Fernando Tatis wins MVP, 33 home runs, 119 RBIs. They were actually pretty comparable, but Tatis probably won the batting title, hitting .330. Cy Young goes to Joe Ryan, who 248, 187 strikeouts. This is a really good race between these three, honestly. Kind of a rewarding series right there. When we take a look at the AL side, you can see Yordan Alvarez won the MVP, 321, 38 home runs, 115 RBIs, as back-to-back MVPs for the Baltimore Oriole, and your Cy Young winner, Jack Flaherty of the Toronto Blue Jays. We only had one league leader, that's James Wood, who had over 1,000 OPS, and he was the only player to do so in the NL. Fernando Tatis gets the batting title, hitting .330. Actually, Ton Irizarry was right there in third, and Juan Yepez was and James Wood was right there. Look at that, guys. Tatis led the way, but we had a couple guys right behind him. Hits leader is going to be Rafael Devers with Juan Yepez right behind him as well. We take a look at home run leaders. That's going to go to Juan Soto, who hit 40 for the Mets. Tatis had the most RBIs. Didn't have he didn't have home runs. I don't know what I'm talking about. I was doing the Triple Crown thing in my brain and was like, wait. Anyways, the league leader in saves was Tanner Scott with 48. I thought that our reliever was close to that. Did he get sent down? Maybe. League leader in ERA is going to go to Logan Gilbert with a 2.34, and your strikeout leader is going to be Scooble with 219, beating out Mackenzie Gore. Yordan Alvarez got the batting title in the AL, 321 for him this season. Hits leader is going to be Bo Bichette, who had 191 hits for the Tigers. The CJ Abrams thing is painful. When we go take a look at home runs, Yordan Alvarez led with 38. And, oh my God, a lot of Mariners. And RBIs, Yordan gets a triple crown in the AL. Saves leader in the AL is Orion Keckering of the Texas Rangers with 54 saves. ERA crown goes to Brian Wu, who had a 2.60 for the Seattle Mariners. DJ Hers? Hey, looks like Tampa Bay kind of might have done well on that trade with us. And then your strikeout leader, Cole Reagans, with 199. No, 417 isn't great, but he had 47 saves? And he got sent down. That's second in the league. He almost led the league in saves and got sent down. Okay, that was our second round pick in 2026. He does get sent down. I don't think anybody else of note. Eric Freitas does get sent down. He wasn't very good either. 501, 152. Our pitching staff wasn't necessarily great this year. Susanna, 493 with a 155 whip. Wasn't that great either. It's crazy because I don't think there was a single season where he had under, or actually over, a 3 ERA in AAA. So maybe this is a fluke season. And then Tyson Miller to a 1.96 whip, really good there. Johnny Brito 232 with a 105 was good. Whitaker was terrible. Kind of unlucky. 125 whip does show that he was a little unlucky. 519 ERA. Rutledge was actually awful. 463 with a 166 whip. Kopech was good. 236 with a 123. I took him out of the closer role for Adline. Probably should have just kept Kopech there. Didn't end up being a big influence. But when we do the postseason, I'll just put Kopech back in the closer role and bring Adline back up. And then Foley, 457 with the 133 whip. In our starting rotation, Mackenzie Gore, honestly, his best season, he doesn't get a Cy Young for. 250 with a 103 whip with 206 strikeouts was great. Bieber 331 with a 114 is great. Bradley, okay, 399 with a 125 whip was all right. And Sakura, pretty mid there too. So some of our starting rotation is weak in our back end of our bullpen. It's hard to say that our center field experiment didn't really work out this year. And it's a struggle because every single one of those guys was hitting over 300 in AAA. And at least Elijah Green had positive WAR because he was good defensively. But yep, 205, 252 for him. I don't think they sent down my other center fielder. Or no, they did. Robert Hassel got sent down 225 with a 271. I basically let these guys, swap spots and just see what they could do. I bet you they brought up Seaver King. They did. Who's the other guy? Dalen Lyle, mid. Ozzy Albies, a over-expensive second baseman because we don't really need him. Caleb Lomavita didn't play. Casilla didn't play. King didn't play. So there's that. Tawana Irizarry was actually in the Rookie of the Year race because he was injured last season. What a great start to a career. 332 career average right now for him. Yeah, I love him a lot. Nolan Shanwell was a really good just last second pickup. 279 with 17 homers. 312, 36 homers, 116 RBIs in his last year of his contract. A lot of silver sluggers under the, for James Wood. So he's going to be a challenge. Juan Yepez, he's in his last year. I don't think I re-sign him though. He's been phenomenal. I love what he's done. I never would have expected this, but I don't think I can re-sign him. 197 hits, 27 homers. He has seen some regression over the past couple of years, and now his stats are regressing, so I think we'll probably let him walk. That's sad to see. Willits, 269, 22 home runs, 83 RBIs. I think I've been rough on him, and this is just me thinking that in this rebuild entirely, I know I've been an incredibly negative person, but it's just like, I feel like we just ran into a bunch of just odd situations because, statistically, he's been fine. He's been generally what I'd like to see. He's a positive WAR player. He plays decent defense, and he has a really good contact bat and gets on base. All around a good player. He just, in the moments that we need him, he just doesn't play well. I'm hoping that we make it to the World Series and he can redeem himself. Keeper Ruiz, 277, 23 home runs, 89 RBIs in his best season. Dylan Crews finally puts together a decent season. 265, 33 home runs, 91 RBIs. Ethan Petrie, 267, 16 home runs, 57 RBIs. So no real disappointing members besides that center field position in our lineup. So I'll probably bring up Elijah Green and put him in the back end of the lineup, and we'll just see how we can do the rest of this and see how we can do in the playoffs. And so we have the Chicago Cubs this round. Mets are playing the Padres on the other matchup. On the other side, you can see Baltimore's playing New York, and the White Sox are playing Seattle. So let's see what we can do and hopefully take down Chicago. As we have Gore versus Dean Kramer in this one, and then Bieber versus Imanaga, and then Bradley versus Ryan Nelson. This team should not be as good as they were last year, and we did beat them last year. I don't want to jinx anything, though. Mackenzie Gore in Game 1 versus Dean Kramer is 7-10 loss. Bullpen. Oh, listen. I brought you up and you did that? Okay, well, he wasn't closing, so it wasn't that. Shane Bieber versus Shota Imanaga in Game 2. We win that one 5-4. Got to take a game off of them here in Chicago. Taj Bradley versus Ryan Nelson in Game 3 is going to be a 2-3 loss. Otis. Sakura versus Cade Horton. Game 4. We win that one. Next, Game 5. Susanna versus Kramer. Come on. Okay. Woo. Got out of that one. Taking on the Mets in the NLCS. All right. Yankees. Please don't give us a New York matchup. Let it be Washington, Seattle. Actually, I don't know if I'd want to play Seattle. Seattle's really, really good. All right. Game 1. Gore versus Joe Ryan. Irizarry. Okay. I'm gonna have to put in, I think, Ozzie Albies then, as we are out of second. Okay, so good thing I have Ozzie Albies. We just kind of talked about that being a thing, so we have Ozzie Albies to play second base at least. All right, we do win that one 3-1, but we do lose probably one of our best players in Tawny Rizari. Game 2, Shane Bieber versus Jonah Tong. It's going to be a 3-2 victory. We are up 2-0, winning both games here in Washington. Let's take a game off of them at Citi Field in New York. Taj Bradley versus Brandon Sprout. We're going to win, go up 3-0, and sweep them. We will be taking on the Mariners or the Yankees. The Mariners make it to their first World Series, taking out their rival, the Yankees, in order to go in 7 games. This is the number 1 pick versus the number 3 pick in this series. They have an amazing pitching staff. We have an amazing lineup, but I'm not going to say their lineup isn't great too. I know they've made a lot of moves throughout this. They should be a powerhouse. Gore versus Kirby to start, then Bieber versus Anderson, and then Bradley versus Wu. So Game 1, Mackenzie Gore versus Shane Bieber here in Washington. We lose that one 1-3. Low-scoring game. Kirby just pitches a gem. Game 2 in Washington, Shane Bieber versus Kade Anderson. We win that one 10-3. We light up Kade Anderson. It's good to see. Game 3 going into Seattle. We have to take a game off of them in Seattle now to turn this back on our turn the tides back in our favor. Bradley versus Brian Wu. Game 3. Ooh, he pitched well, but guess who lost it? Otis. Otis has lost every single game for us besides that first one, pretty much. 0-1. Okay. Sakura, we are down 2-1 against Brandon Pfaadt. We win that one. It's 2-2. Can we take Game 5? Susanna versus George Kirby. Actually, I am going to make the change. I've got 3 aces. I'm going to one of the aces. We are going to go Gore, Bieber, then Bradley. I don't want Susanna pitching. Gore against Kirby here in Game 5. We lose again. Gore loses to Kirby. We're going to have to come back, going back home, down 3-2. You know how much better my life would be if I just had Tan Irizarry? We lost him last year to injury. We lost him this year in the playoffs to injury. But look at how good our offense has been anyways. So let's see what we can do in the City Connects here in Nationals Park. Bieber is going to be on the mound. We have Bradley for next game, and I will use Gore if I have to, but he has not been that great. So Shane Bieber. Oh, that's not what I want at all. Why is Hernaiz in? Oh, that's because it's a lefty, but he hasn't hit yet. Once. You know, the Hernaiz thing messed me up last year, and I don't want to lose to that. I just don't have a lot of options. We'll go Shanwell. I can do that. I have faith in him. He's hitting .388 this postseason. So we will do that. Gilbert Ruiz has been a little rough. So we're going to swap him with... Yes, I'm going to give the faith to Willits. I shouldn't. It's a lefty. We'll go Petrie. All right. Okay, here we go. They have William Rich. Don't know who that is. They have Johnny Permello. Know who that is. They have Julio, Cal Raleigh, Spencer Torkelson, Yon Moncada, Matt Wallner, Jonathan India, and Colt Emerson in their lineup. Against Kade Anderson in Game 6. Let's see how we start. Fly out, single, strikeout, and a fly out for Raleigh. Shanwell gets struck out. Petrie strikeout. Wood walks to get on base, but we get a strikeout there. Pop out, ground out, and a pop out to get out of the second inning. Fly out, and a strikeout, as it's going to be a low-scoring one, it looks like. Don't jinx it. Men on the corners for Farmello. He sac flies to get them a score. Walk to Julio. And, okay, all right, 1-0. I jinxed it a little bit, and let's see how we can do here. Ground out, and nothing. No offense. Come on. Torkelson walks. Strikeout for Moncada. Fielder's choice, and a ground out. Guys, we had one of the best offenses ever this season. And we're having a great offense this postseason. Wake up. Single for Petrie. Fly out for Wood. Yepez fielder's choice to get on first. Strikeout. We at least get a hit this inning. All right. Come on. Ground out for Ruiz. Ground out for Crews. Willits gets a single. He gets on base. He'll take that. Elijah Green right behind him is going to pop up. We have 2 hits today. And we are going to go through the 6th. Shane Bieber's pitching gem, really. He had one bad stretch where he gave up a hit, really, and that's about it. And we have not been able to repay his pitching. He just haven't gotten any offense. Going into the 7th, strikeout, fly out. Anderson in the bottom of the 7th. Ground out for Yepez, fly out for Elbies, single for Ruiz, and nothing. In the 8th, Bieber grounds out, fly out, single for Farmello, stolen base, and a ground out. It's the bottom of the 8th. Willits, he walks, he gets on base. This could be the start of something. We have a man on first. I kind of want to pinch hit, but I just don't have options. So we're not gonna. No, Elijah Green, no! Shanwell grounds out. Fly out. Solo shot for Torkelson. We're down 2-0. Strikeout. Single for Wallner. Stolen base for Wallner. Pop out. Hits the bottom of the 9th in Game 6 of the World Series. They're going to go to... They have Clase. Ground out. Strikeout. Our playoff MVP was James Wood. William Rich wins World Series MVP. Shanwell. Yepez. Guys, we hit almost 300 this postseason, and we racked up 3 hits in Game 6 of the World Series. I wouldn't doubt if we didn't get no hit in Game 3. I just... All right. This is probably one of the first rebuilds that I'd say that we might not only be at the risk of failing our challenge, but failing to win entirely. If I can't sign James Wood, that's a failed challenge. And if I can't win a World Series, which I just don't know if we're going to be able to do, then I'm not sure. We failed challenges before, but we've never not won a World Series. And to be this close back-to-back years and just heartbreaking fashion, just absolutely fall apart. It's going to be a tough offseason. We got to replace Yepez. We got to replace Wood. Hopefully I don't have to replace Wood. I can just pay him. This is going to be brutal to the budget. We're going to offer James Wood a 10-year, $420 million contract. I hope he takes it. All hope is not lost. James Wood will stay a National. We have a really tight budget now. We've got Wood under contract. We have Gore under contract. I think it's time to get rid of Shane Bieber and see if I can get a center fielder then, because Elijah Green wasn't good, and I could wait for Seaver King, but I kind of want to make this investment now, and I will try to turn Bieber into that. I've got a lot of young pitchers, and I hope that those guys are successful, just like CJ Abrams has been successful in Baltimore. See what we can do to kind of cheapen up the rest of the roster and put ourselves in position to still contend this upcoming year. No gaps in the roster, no gaps in the rotation. Let's bring up all of our rookies, make sure they pitch, make sure they hit Castilla, all that, or Casilla, my bad. And now it's all about Willits. We've got the guys under the roster. We have them under contract. Can Willits get some hardware? And can we get some hardware? The target is going to be Riley Green, somebody who I'm going to add to our lineup. He's going to play center. Maybe he'll play... He's not as good defensively. Maybe he will play left. I don't know. We'll just see what we can do with it. This does give me opportunity to move James Wood as DH or left field or whatever I need to do. Riley Green is just basically a swap. We are going to have a center fielder. He's still expensive. He's not exactly the money cut that I was hoping, but he's really the only option as an outfielder that I think we could get that would be an upgrade. Because I don't think we need to upgrade third base. I think Petrie's actually okay. So, Riley Green, welcome to the squad. Going into this season, we have a couple changes that we have made. Glenn Sennett is going to come up. He was our first-round pick in 2025. We have Francisco Pena. He's going to come up. He was a trade that we made several years ago as well. He is a third-round pick. He is going to be a rookie playing this year. Raul Antigua is a trade that we made a couple years ago as well. A bullpen arm that we added. And then Pedro Ornez, who is a free agent I signed back probably in like year one, honestly. Like a minor league free agent, and he's finally good enough to play. That's our pitching staff. Gore and Bradley and Sakura are still here. And then we still have Susanna. This is the last year Kopech. I'm going to lean on Odlin, even though he was terrible. Lineup-wise, we kept our guys for the most part. We brought in Riley Green. Victor Casilla, our first-round pick in 2027, is an 87 overall. I could have brought him up last year. He has been phenomenal in development. And he would play first base if Shanwell wasn't here also to play first base. So Casilla will be DHing. Otherwise, the lineup is mostly the same. The big changes you can see is we have Seaver King is up this year. And I brought in Mike Trout because he was sitting there in free agency. And I was like, I know he doesn't have a whole lot of value, but last year he still brought in like 2.5 WAR. And if he can do that, that's a good bench bat to have. He's not going to get to 2,500 hits or anything, or even 3,000 hits. That's sad. That's just really sad, honestly. But good bench bat for us. We also have minor league guys who could play, and Hong can come up. Loma Vida can come up. Todd, yeah, that guy's nowhere near. We've got pitchers like Ross Breester, who I think is like the #1 pitcher besides any generational guys. Number one because he had like 98 potential. He can come up. Cordova could come up. I've got a lot of pitchers that can come up. I think even AA, I've got guys that are interesting. We've got 72, 70, 70, 70 right here. Yeah, I've got a lot of guys that can play whenever we need to, if we need to replace anyone, but hopefully we won't. Hopefully this team can win 100 games and finally get over the hump. And I need Willits to, you know, get something on his trophy case. Add something to the trophy case besides that #1 overall pick. Is he? Is he really? Oh, as a rookie? Oh, now I'm getting excited. Oh, did I finally get one? Oh, it's been so long. Like, look at how good this offense is right now. 286, 465 slugging. Oh, I love it. This is by far our best season yet. At the All-Star break, we are 63-34. The Braves are good, so we're only 8.5 games up, but we are significantly ahead. We've got a phenomenal offense right now, and I really just hope we can maintain that, because I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing out of this team. We even have a couple interesting All-Stars. Travis Sakura is an All-Star, starting pitcher. He's got a 2.89 ERA, 0.9 whip right now. We've got Otis Adeline. He was terrible last year. He is currently the best reliever in baseball. 0.64 ERA with a 0.83 whip. At the All-Star break, he is the All-Star starting closer. And I don't know how excited I can be. We might have found the second coming of Alexis Trujillo on the Nationals. He is so good. He's at 137 hits at the All-Star break. 37 home runs. I have been waiting. I've been waiting, and I found one. and it was with the Nationals that we did it. Like, oh, he's a rookie. He's so good. He's got to win MVP, but I don't even know if he will because James Wood is also phenomenal. 328, 32 home runs. Gavin Lux, by the way, 94. I'll go back in and adjust this this roster a little bit. He should not be that good, but he is. 347 with 23 home runs. Wood has been great, but if we have found the next Trujillo with the Nationals, I can't contain my excitement. 110 and 52. This is a great team. We're going to be taking on the winner of the wild card after we win the NL East by a lot. 7 awards? Oh, you know what that means. That generally means something great happened to at least one guy. Otis Adeline gets the Delivery Man of the Year. That's great for him. Mackenzie Gore with a Cy Young Award. I actually can see it in the shadow. You can see it in the shadow. You know what's going to happen. James Wood gets the Hank Aaron Award. Rookie of the Year goes to Victor Casilla. National League MVP goes to Victor Casilla. Batting title goes to Victor Casilla. Triple Crown goes to Victor Casilla. He's the next coming of Alexis Trujillo. He is. We have him. It's been years. I've been waiting. And oh my God, he's so good. 96. Woo! 219 hits. 44 doubles. 55 home runs. 145 RBIs, 344 average, 1,078 OPS, and he ends up with 7.5 WAR. He played DH, so he doesn't get up to like 10. He's not the Gold Glover that Trujillo was, but the bat is there. Look at 6 awards in his rookie season. We just need to get that World Series to tap on top of that. Oh my God, I love him so much. James Wood is the runner-up. He had 51 home runs. Kyle Tucker is in third place, 36 home runs, 323 average, 115 RBIs. Mackenzie Gore wins the Cy Young, a 384 ERA with 199 strikeouts. That's his third Cy Young, once again in one of his worst seasons. Dean Kramer probably deserved that more. I'm actually surprised that Dean Kramer is that good. That's awesome for him. When we take a look at the AL side, Isaac Paredes wins the MVP. Cool. Wait. I just need to brain for a second. When we did this in the White Sox rebuild, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm talking about the White Sox rebuild, when Trujillo showed up was when our guys started to play well. Corey Tyson, first baseman. Mark Vientos. This is like the exact same situation that happened in that. First, 2 corner infielders were really good for the White Sox, and the Nationals had Dylan Crews, James Wood, and Alexis Trujillo. Now we still have Crews, Wood, and now we have Victor Casilla. Okay. Kade Anderson wins the Cy Young. He was phenomenal in the playoffs last year. Freddie Peralta probably deserves this. Actually, I don't know. 225 strikeouts is insane. So Kade Anderson wins the Cy Young for the Mariners. All right. Let's take a look at league leaders. We only had one pitching league leader. Otis Adeline, 57 saves. Offensively, home runs, RBIs, batting average, hits, slugging percentage, OPS, and there's more. There's more. Victor Casilla, 344, leads the way in the batting title with that. 219 hits. Arias had 209, so good for him too. Wood was right up there as well with that. And then doubles is Will Benson. Home runs, Casilla, 55, leads the way with James Wood behind him there. And RBIs, Casilla. Saves leader is Otis Adeline. He was our second round pick in 2026. 0.7 ERA. Remember that last year he was terrible? Let's forget about that. Kenny Ullman was in second with that one. Shane Baz leads the way with ERA with a 2.92 for the San Francisco Giants. And your strikeout leader, Steve Merced of the St. Louis Cardinals. Was he 20? No, he was 2026. I was like, is he 2027 as well? No, he was not. On the AL side, only one guy hit over 300, Christian Campbell, 347, and he's injured for the playoffs. Good for him, though, to hit that well. Hits leader, Jacob Wilson, 190. He is not... Oh, my God, the Mariners team. He leads the way. C.J. Abrams is second in that race. When it comes to home run leader, that is Isaac Paredes with 41 as well. Travis Bazana's on the Angels? Okay. Yeah. Saves leader, AJ Puck with the Orioles, 51 saves there. When you go to ERA, Freddie Peralta led the way there with a 2.26. And your strikeout leader, Kade Anderson, 225. So Raul Lantigua gets sent down. He ended up with a 3.48 and 130 with a 1.33 whip in 93 innings. Not bad for a reliever. Never lost a game. 1.1 WAR. He gets sent down. Pedro Orneas. This guy was not good. 5.09 ERA, 1.48 whip. Still 0.4 WAR. Was still above positive. Did he play? No, Salazar didn't play. Adon played. Pretty good. 1.42. Very small sample size. All right. Yarlin Cizana. 4.9 with a 1.62. Pretty bad, honestly, but he's 8-0. He didn't lose a game. Johnny Brito, 3.07, 1.32. That's great. Rodney Whitaker, 3.39 with a 1.12. That's great. Kopech, 3.41, 1.28 whip. These are fantastic Rule 5 signing. I think we signed him to an extension, and this is his last year. He will no longer play for us after this one, but he did get 2 reliever of the years in that race, in that series. And yeah, he's going to regress. We're going to let him walk at the end of this year, but great for him. And then Otis Adeline, 0.7 ERA, 0.85 whip, 76 innings, 62 strikeouts, 57 saves. Phenomenal closer. Mackenzie Gore, 3.84 with a 1.19 whip as his 3rd Cy Young. Taj Bradley, 3.54 with a 1.36 was good. Glenn Sennett as a rookie, 3.64, 1.25 whip was very good there. Travis Secor was a rookie, was an all-star, but he did have a bad second half, 4.39 with a 1.23 whip. And then Francisco Pena, another rookie, 3.48 with a 1.16. I like it. That's the 2 rookies that we brought in this year in the rotation were both really good, Pena and Sennett. So Mike Trout didn't get much of a shot, but I wanted to get him a World Series. That's what we're going to get him. You know, he's going to get his World Series opportunity. I'll bring him up. He can sit on the bench. That's okay. Didn't really get much of a shot there. Dalen Lyle, I think I actually sent him down finally because he wasn't good. Hassel, did I have up? I did. 2.39, 2.55. Kind of glad we replaced him. I don't believe, did I have Murray up? I did. 2.41, 3.13. He was up last year too. Just hasn't been that significant. This was a trade piece that we grabbed, and he never really did anything special. We take a look at our actual lineup. Loma Vida came up in September. Okay. Ozzie Albies, 307, 10 home runs, 32 RBIs, mainly hitting against lefties. Was pretty good. Seaver King, 271, 7 homers, 36 RBIs, hitting just against lefties. Actually, quite good. Seaver King was definitely the best of the first-round pick center fielders that the Nationals had. Tony Irizarry, 299, 8 home runs, 66 RBIs for him in the leadoff role, 164 hits. He's got no power, so no pop at all, but he's got good defensive stats, so I never have to worry about it. Nolan Shanwell, 267 with 16 home runs and 58 RBIs is all right. I don't think I might keep him. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we end up doing at first base, because Casillas a terrible defensive player. So can I have he looks like a third baseman with that arm rating. So am I going to play him at first base? Probably not. Probably I just keep him at DH. We might just bring in another first baseman. James Wood, 328, 51 home runs, and 128 RBIs. Puts together, honestly, is this his best season? Yeah, pretty much. This is definitely his best season. Over 1,000 OPS, 8.6 WAR, and he doesn't get an MVP, because guess what? We got that for Victor Casilla. Riley Green, 287 with 32 home runs and 89 RBIs. Willits, 274, 19 homers, 54 RBIs. Decent season from him. No hardware, but now that's going to be really hard for him to get with how good our team is. Keeper Hariz, 276, 19 home runs, 88 RBIs. Dylan Crews, 253, 28 homers. And Ethan Petrie, 7 homers, 245 average. Big regression from him this past year. Look at the power regression. Huge regression there. Anyways, I'm going to bring Trout back into the lineup. And then we are going to play our playoff game, and we got to bye. And then we'll set up our lineup and try to win this one. We've lost 2 in a row. Let's win this World Series. Start the playoffs, we have the Atlanta Braves. When we take a look at the other matchups, Pittsburgh is playing Cincinnati. On the other side of the National League, you can see Houston is playing the Yankees, and the A's are playing the Mariners. So we will have an opportunity, I think, to make it. The Braves were really good this year, but we have been better in every way. 110-52. I mean, let's not disappoint now. Mackenzie Gore versus Cam Caminiti in Game 1. Taj Bradley versus Logan Gilbert in Game 2, and Glenn Sennett versus Louis Seal in Game 3. Game 1 against the Braves in Washington. We win 6-2. Good. Great offense. That's what we need to see. Game 2, Bradley versus Gilbert, also in Washington, is a 2-7 loss. It means we have to take a game off of them in Atlanta. So, Sennett versus Luis Seal in Game 3. That's a 2-7 loss again. Bradley and Sennett do not play well. Sikora versus Hackenberg. Do not blow this. Come on, we've been to 2 straight World Series. We want to make it 3. Okay, we win 2-1. It's a close one, but we do. It's going to leave us for Game 5. I'm going to go Pena. I am going to do it. Francisco Pena versus Logan Gilbert in Game 5. 9-5 victory. We're taking on the Reds in the NLCS. We have the Cincinnati Reds here for the NLCS. We're going against the Yankees or the A's if we end up winning, meaning for a 3rd straight World Series, we'd be playing against a 3rd straight different team in the World Series, which is fun. But we cannot get ahead of ourselves. We have to take down Cincinnati first. They are going to be a threat. They are a great team as well. Gore versus Keller. Then Bradley versus Burns, and then Sennett versus Petty. We have to win this one here in Washington, starting with Gore versus Keller. Oh my God, Gore gets lit up. We lose 1-12. All right, not a good start, guys. Not a good start. Game 2, Bradley, who has not been good yet, against Chase Burns in Washington. We're down 0-2. In Washington at home. Now we have to win 2 games in Cincinnati. Sennett versus Petty, Game 3. We do win that one, 8-2. Sennett wins that one. Can we win this one? Sikora versus Brandon Williamson in Game 4. We're down 3-1. All right, just 110 games, guys. Nothing substantial about that. Pena versus Rhett Lauder in Game 5. Okay, we win that one. So, 3-1 comeback. Gore, pitch a better one than you did in Game 1, please, against Chase Burns. Oh, he does. We win 7-3. Actually, give that win to Susanna over Gore. Game 7, in our comeback to take on... Actually, that series isn't done yet. Against Mitch Keller. Bradley versus Keller. Game 7 to go to our 3rd straight World Series. Oh, we win, and the A's win. We're taking on the A's in the World Series. Figured I'd show the A's roster because it's been long enough that they have a completely different team than they have had before. Bryce Terang is their leadoff guy. They have Lawrence Butler, and Royce Lewis. Cam Smith, Braden Taylor, Hunter Goodman, Christian Encarnacion, Dalton Varsho, and Jordan Lawler. They don't have like any of their guys they had. I don't know where Rooker is. We saw Jacob Wilson is with the Mariners now. I don't know where Kurtz is at. Their whole team is gone. So this is a different team. They do have Jamie Arnold as their ace. They have Grayson Rodriguez, Luis Avalos. They have a really, really good pitching staff, it looks like. So, let's please beat them. Kind of that 3-1 comeback, shades of the 2016 Warriors. I don't want that to happen to us, please. So we have the A's, who are now going to be located in Las Vegas by 2031. We're going to have Sennett actually start this one. He's been better than Gore has. I'm just going to go with it, and that will just leave me with Gore for Game 3 or something. Game 4 and 7 if I need him. Sennett versus Arnold, then Sikora versus Rodriguez, and then Pena versus Avalos. I just need to change something up. I'm scared of how we performed so far. Sennett versus Arnold in Game 1. Glenn Sennett wins that one. We take down Jamie Arnold and the A's. I was scared of losing Game 1. Sikora versus Grayson Rodriguez in Game 2. We win that one 4-3. Sennett and Sikora get victories. Going into Vegas, Pena versus Avalos. We win that one. We are up 3-0 for Mackenzie Gore versus Jamie Arnold. They're running a 3-man rotation. Let's jump in. We got to see a trophy celebration if we can win. And I really don't want to have what happened to Baltimore. We are up 3-0. Can we please get this victory? Nobody's rooting for us, by the way. In real life, nobody's rooting for us. The A's went 81-81. By no means should they be here. We went 110-52. We are the favorites. And the only reason I'm saying this and paying attention and jumping in and giving them the respect that I think that they deserve, I don't like that we're playing in Sutter Health at this point, but is because we've been disappointing, and I've been in this rebuild for days. So I want to get out of this rebuild, and I want to win. And oh my, Victor Casilla. Okay, all right. Love to see that. Love to see that, baby. All right. We are going against Jamie Arnold in this one. Ton Irizarry. It's the first time he's been healthy since we've started making it. So Game 1 here, or Game 4. Irizarry flies out, King walks to get on base, Wood flies out, and Casilla pops up. They have Terang, Butler, Lewis. We already did look at that lineup. Pop out, line out, and then a strikeout. We get out of that one. Petrie versus Arnold, ground out. Crews pops out, Albies pops out. Gore versus Smith, ground out. Double for Susak, ground out for Encarnacion, and a ground out for Varsho gets us out of that one. Ruiz versus Arnold, strikes out. Willits versus Arnold, grounds out. Irizarry versus Arnold, flies out. Still nothing offensively today. Lawler versus Gore, Lawler walks. Strikeout from Orlando, pop out for Terang, and a strikeout. They have 1 hit, we still have 0. King grounds out. Wood flies out. Casilla flies out. Can Gore continue to pitch a gem, and can our offense wake up? Petrie gets a single. All right, we're not getting no hit anymore. He's on first for Crews. Crews gets on. Man on first and second for Ozzy Albies now against Jamie Arnold. Double play. Man on third for Keibert Ruiz. We get nothing out of that one. But okay. Walk for Encarnacion. Single for Varsho. Men on the corners for Jordan Lawler. Fielder's choice. We see nothing there. Pick off. Oh, I thank you so much for being bad on the bases. Dalton Varsho might have just saved us there. Can we make sure to get out, Orlando? We cannot. He hits a triple to go up 1-0. Terang hits a single. He's going to steal second. Yep. Lawrence Butler flies out. We are down 2-0 now to the A's. Offense has not done much. Willits grounds out. Irizarry gets on base with a single. Seaver King up to bat. He hits into a double play. Gore strikes out. Lewis grounds out to Smith. Susak for a single and a fielder's choice. Can we hit Jamie Arnold? Strikeout for Wood. Single for Casilla to get on base. Petrie hits into a double play. Gore gets a single on Varsho. Caught stealing. I'm going to make the pitching change, though, to Susanna. Strikeout for Lawler and a ground out. Bolin is going to come in. Ground out for Crews. Fly out for Albies. Single for Ruiz. Men on first for Eli Willits in the top of the 8th. He strikes out. All right, bottom of the 8th. Walk for Terang. Single for Butler. Men on first and third. Strikeout for Lewis. Strikeout for Smith. Fly out. Okay, we get out of that. Top of the 9th. Don't know if this will be a sweep. They're probably going to go to their closer, Mason Miller. Tony Irizarry flies out. Seaver King. Double. All right, let's jump in. Let's see what happens. We've got Wood and Casilla with a man on second. This is exactly what you generally want to see. We have the middle of our lineup. Wood and Casilla here against Mason Miller in the World Series in the 9th inning with a man on second. We have an opportunity to at least hit somebody in. You know, we've got 2 guys who hit 50 home runs this season. Home run here in Sutter Health, which they shouldn't be in, is going to be big. That would tie us here in the 9th. Can we see it from Wood? Pitch takes the ball inside. 2-0 count for James Wood. We've seen a lot of opportunities so far while watching this entire rebuild where we've fallen or gotten ahead in the count and then fallen back to a full count and then swung out, struck out swinging or something like that. And I don't want to see that continue to happen. That would feel very scripted. Oh my God. Let's see. 0.95? That's terrible. I know he's a solo shot guy. Yikes. 3-0 count for Wood. He'll probably just throw a fastball down the middle to get the strike. Wasn't down the middle, but 3-1 count. And now we'll get a swinging strike at a ball outside, maybe? Or maybe he won't swing at a strike inside. Thankfully, he walks. All right. It's to Victor Casilla. Men on first and second for Victor Casilla. Here in the top of the 9th, Game 4 of the World Series. Going for the sweep. Is he the hero? He's hitting .388 this postseason. 1 for 3 on the day. Takes a 4-seam fastball low. Doesn't swing at it. That's a pitch you got to hit. This dude is a giant. He's 6'5". He is huge and built. I want to see him take that ball and crush it and pull it out of the park. Pitch on the 0-1 count. Oh, 4-seam. That one's on the dot. That was a dot by Mason Miller. So Casilla doesn't take it. Thinks that ball was going to drop and it's going to be a ball. It was not. 0-2 count now for Casilla. With the pitch. Fouls that one off. Fights to stay in it. 0-2 count now for the first baseman. The MVP. The Triple Crown winner. The Rookie of the Year. Can he get a big hit to tie this one with a pitch? Ball misses. Low and inside. 1-2 count now for Casilla. Ooh. Nasty circle changeup. I'm not going to blame Casilla for not swinging. That ball looked like it was going to miss. That's just Mason Miller. That's just Mason Miller. He holds the ball up just in the zone. Casilla can't hit it. And we are now to Ethan Pitry. 2 outs. Man on first and second for the third baseman. Ball outside. Four-seam fastball misses. Here in the top of the ninth of game 4. If we don't score, we still have 3 more games, but I said that in the Baltimore series. That backfired big time, so I prefer not to say that again. So, 1-0 count now here. Can we get it? If he gets these 2 runs in, we have a shot. He doesn't take it, or, he doesn't swing. Glad. I saw him twitch. He wanted it. But he didn't swing. 2-0 count now for Petry. Petry. I don't know what it is. I think it's Petry versus Mason Miller. Let's see what he can do here. Miller dots the strike right in the middle. I guess it was kind of in the inside. Probably would have jammed Petry looking for it. 2-1 count now. Still see Seaver King over there at second base. With the pitch. Ball in the dirt. They're going to both go for it. All right. Game 5. Game 5. We're going against Matt Manning in this one. I'm putting in my good luck charm. Mike Trout. What a disappointing way to end Game 4. Anyways, let's put that behind us. Game 5. We're still in this. Irizarry. Double to start. Big. Can Trout hit him in? Grounds out. James Wood with a man on second. Single. We score. That's the more offense that I feel like we've ever seen. With a man on first, Casilla strikes out. Green grounds out to get out of that one. Bradley now going against. I think that's the same lineup pretty much. I guess they had Orlando in last time, and now they have. I think that's what's the difference? Cam, Lawrence Butler, Braden Taylor, whatever it ends up being. Strikeout, and a single for Royce Lewis gets out of the inning still. Eli Willits is going to be on bet for a ground out. Single for Ruiz to get up to Crews. Crews can steal, so he does. And then we've got Petry at to bat with Crews on second. He grounds out. 1-0 game after 2. And going into the third, we have Irizarry flying out. Trout with the strikeout. James Wood gets a single to get on the base again. And nothing from Casilla. Pops out. Bradley versus Varsho gives up a single. Pop out for Lawler. Stolen base for Varsho. And a double by Bryce Terang hits him in. He's probably going to steal third. Yep. Lawrence Butler versus Taj Bradley does get the ground out. And then we get out of that one. 1-1 game after 3. Ground out for Green. Willits strikes out. Ruiz pops up. Bradley versus Cam Smith. Pop out. Fly out for Taylor, and a ground out. Matt Manning now going for Crews. Flies out. Petry grounds out. Irizarry flies out. Still very low offensively, despite being one of the best offenses we've seen. Walk for Varsho. Does he steal second? He does. Lawler flies out, and Terang strikes out. Thank you. Thank you for striking out. I'm kind of annoyed by you. Mike Trout versus Matt Manning. Strikes out. James Wood versus Matt Manning. Grounds out. Casilla versus Matt Manning. Flies out. Nothing much. After 6, but still 1-1 for us. Royce Lewis walks. Cam Smith gets a fielder's choice to get on base instead for Braden Taylor. Strikeout. After 6, it's still 1-1. 4 hits for us, 3 hits for them. Riley Green now versus Matt Manning. Solo shot. Riley Green. That was our trade. We traded Bieber for Riley Green. Huge move. It looks like it could be for us, as we're going to have Willits up to bat. They're going to make a pitching change to Hogan Harris, who's got an 8.38 ERA. Ground out for Willits. Pop out for Ruiz. And a pop out for Crews. 8.38 didn't mean much, but we are up 2-1 going into the bottom of the 7th. Do I keep pitching with Bradley or do I go to the bullpen? Bradley's pitching well. I think I'll leave him in. Ground out. Why do I make the worst decisions? Encarnacion hits a solo shot to tie the game 2-2. Single for Lawler. Ground out. We get out of it. I'm going to make the pitching change by the next inning. Top of the 8th. It is tied 2-2. Going to Jordan Hicks for Petry. Ground out. Irizarry up to bat with a double. He is on second for Mike Trout. Please. Please, Mike. Please. Fly out. Please, Wood. Please. Walk. Casilla. Fly out. He's been bad in the games that we've watched. I feel like biased right now because I've given Willits all the hate and I'm not giving it to Casilla, but we should. All right. Pitching change. We're going to go to Johnny Brito. He's generally pretty consistent. Lawrence Butler versus Royce Lewis and Cam Smith then in the bottom of the 8th. Ground out for Butler. Ground out for Lewis. And a strikeout. So top of the 9th with Riley Green up to bat against Jordan Hicks. A double. All right. It's Willits up to bat in the top of the 9th with a man on second. And we got to watch it. Willits has been pretty disappointing, but I still think he has the chance to redeem himself here. Top of the 9th. Takes the sinker outside and low for the first strike. Riley Green on base at second. We've got the best closer in all of baseball this year, Otis Edlin, ready to go if we need him for the bottom of the 9th. Willits just has to hit him in with the pitch. Fouls that one off. 0-2 count now for Willits. Can we see any success for him? Maybe the reason Casilla didn't get the hit is because it was all set up for the guy that we wanted to see it the whole time. Willits, ball outside, sinker, 1-2 count. Will he be the World Series hero? They have Mason Miller sitting ready in the bullpen. We should honestly have Edlin ready in the bullpen to go if we need him. Willits versus Hicks now, 1-2 count. With the pitch. That ball is floated, but it jams him. That thing hung. He had a chance to hit that sweeper. He does foul it off. 1-2 count. Pitch for Hicks. That's another floated sweeper. Fouls that one off. I guess that was pretty far out. I bet he probably didn't expect it to not drop. So 1-2 count now after 2 sweepers for Hicks. With the pitch. He thankfully doesn't swing at that sweeper. That was inside. 2-2 now for Hicks. You're in Game 5 of the World Series. Can we take this? Can Willits get the hit? 2-2 count. Hits that one right to first, but he will advance the runner. Riley Green is now on third base. Willits at least moved him over. Thankfully, he didn't strike out. That might be enough to get him over to first base. That's going to leave Keibert Ruiz, who has been pretty consistent this entire time. One of our most consistent players. We've almost had nothing to say about him the entire time after putting up his best season of his career this year with a pitch. Splitter. Kind of floats it, but it's on the at least like on the paint, so it's a good pitch. Ruiz was probably expecting that ball to go outside for Hicks. But he's got a man on third. If he can hit a fly ball deep enough, Green can get in. Ball in the dirt. Don't move. Don't run. Don't run, Green. Okay. I was scared. Last game, I was scared that Green was going to go for it. And we were going to sacrifice this opportunity. Top of the 9th. 1-1 count. He swings. He hits it over to first. But I don't think it's going to be deep enough. Green does not run for it. Kind of gets jammed. They were playing in, and we get nothing there. So now it's Dylan Crews here in the top of the 9th. If he makes contact and the ball gets down, we can score, and we can go up. Sweeper inside, 1-0 count. Dylan Crews, you're in Game 5 of the World Series. Pitch. Fouls that sinker off. That was low. If we score nothing after getting Green on second after the first bat, it's just not for us, I guess. 1-1 count for Dylan Crews with the pitch. That ball is float. Swing. Oh my God. That was a meatball. Of all meatballs, that was a meatball, Dylan Crews. I am still here to have an aneurysm by watching one of the most infuriating teams I've ever seen. 1-2 count. Redeem yourself after that mess. That one is floated, but he fouls it off. That was a home run. That was a home run. We were up by 2 runs. You gave Edlin a lot of room if you hit that. All right, 1-2 count. Thankfully, doesn't swing at that one. Still, now 2-2 for Dylan Crews. Pitch. Another meatball, but he fouls that one off. I guess it was a little faster than he was expecting. You know, he hasn't thrown a lot of fastballs, Hicks. He's been throwing mainly breaking balls. He's got 39 pitches so far here. 2-2 count for Dylan Crews with the pitch. Swings at that one, hits it over to third. He's fast. I don't know if he's fast enough. He's not. He is! That pass was bad. Oh my God. That's an error for Royce Lewis. I was just watching Crews in relation to the speed. Royce Lewis misses the throw, and we get on with an error. Encarnacion was not on the base. We're up 3-2. Thanks to a mistake by Royce Lewis and Christian Encarnacion. I am baffled. What has this rebuild been? We might win the World Series based on an error. What? That looked weird. 1-0 count on that after that pitch. I'm kind of at a loss for words. I'm kind of in shock. I don't really know what's happening. We should have lost. Jordan Hicks is now throwing like he broke something. Or maybe I'm just watching him differently because I'm just confused. Fouled off. All right, well, we're going to be able to bring in Otis Lean and have a chance to win this one in Game 5 after the error by Royce Lewis and Christian Encarnacion. Swing and a miss by a long shot by Petrie. All right, let's just stay in this. They should bring in Ed Lean, and we can see if we can win this one. Braden Taylor, Hunter Goodman, Christian Encarnacion here in the bottom of the 9th of Game 5 of the World Series with a chance for us to finally win it. We do bring in Ed Lean. It's been a little bit worse in the postseason because he did have that one blown save that he had in the Cincinnati series. But anyways, or no, that was the Atlanta series. Maybe I'm losing it. It's this is already feeling like a long one. Change up misses. Thank you. Not a single lefty has hit him today. In this postseason, not a single lefty has hit him. Slider misses. 0-2 count for Braden Taylor. Don't be a jinx, though. I don't want to have the announcers jinx when they brought that up to happen to us. 0-2 count for Ed Lean. Oh! Thank you, We are gifted a strikeout on a ball that missed outside. We get the strike. 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. Hunter Goodman now on up to bat. He's hitting 163 this postseason. Ed Lean. That is a ball. 1-0 count now here in the bottom of the 9th. For Otis Ed Lean against Hunter Goodman with the pitch. Gets the four seam in. Outside, but he gets the strike. 1-1 count now. This one. Ed Lean's like tipping his pitches, right? Like watch his hand when he pitches. It looks weird. He is 100% tipping his pitches. we just are thankful that it's Hunter Goodman. Because you can see his fingers. You can see what he's pitching. I've never seen this. I've been playing this game for a while. I don't think I've ever seen a pitcher do this. We get the strike on the splitter. So that was a baffled moment as I was just noticing Ed Lean's hand movement, that he was tipping every single pitch. Glad there's not a guy on second base to see it. All right. The A's are down to their last batter against our closer. Here as we are up 3-1 in this series. It is going to be Christian Encarnacion, who didn't get credit for the error, but could have. Takes the ball up. He had a solo shot in the 7th. He is probably the biggest threat to us here in this game on this team. I guess besides maybe Bryce Terang, because he can hit a single and steal 2 bases and have a triple automatically. Pitch 1-0 count. 2-seam misses. I guess they got their get back on this one. That ball was probably a strike, but the one that we had earlier was not. So 2-0 count now for Encarnacion against Ed Lean. The pitch. He pops it up. We're going to get there. Riley Green's going to catch it. We're going to win the World Series in 2031 thanks to a miraculous series of events to get there with the 3-1 comeback in the NLCS and an error with 2 outs in the top of the 9th by Royce Lewis, the guy who probably doesn't commit a whole lot of errors, to win the World Series. Oh, I am happy we were able to do that. I am happy we got the trophy. 3 straight World Series appearances. We finally take one in 2031. We get it. Willits is out there celebrating. Good for you. You got the trophy. That's at least one piece of hardware to the trophy case. For Eli Willits, the #1 overall pick in this year's draft, along with a bunch of other core members of the Washington Nationals. We're going to hold up this trophy. Yes, that is a different manager. That is Dave Roberts. I fired my manager this past season after losing 2 straight World Series and replaced him with one who won World Series. And we were able to finally do it. That is our second ever World Series championship after the 2019 World Series. Thank you. Riley Green wins the World Series MVP for us. The double that he hit in the 9th being pivotal, and he caught the ball to win that too. Playoff MVP goes to Victor Casilla. Riley Green hit .714. Huh? Okay. Yep. You want to talk about one of the greatest trades ever in the history of baseball? Trading for a guy who hit .714 in the World Series. All right. Victor Casilla, postseason MVP, Keibert Ruiz, and Dylan Crews. On the AL side, Encarnacion, Bryce Terang, and Dalton Varsho. We made it 3 straight years. We finally won one. Take a breath of deep air. We've got the trophy. But this rebuild is not over yet. Now, I'm not going to do a full career sim for Eli Willits, so it's not necessarily... You're going to get one of those from Cougs or somebody else. And Ortiz, I don't know, somebody else will make one, and I would definitely go watch one of theirs. But we are going to simulate for a couple more years. I want to make sure to see if he can actually have a substantial impact in his career beyond just winning the World Series. I want to see if we can get a couple more. And we still have one more goal to complete. We've got a couple more years, 2 more years with him on his rookie contract, and I'm hoping over those 2 more years with Willits, we'll be able to see him at least add like a silver slugger to a trophy case. Will he win an MVP? Probably not. Will he win a batting title? Probably not. But could he win a silver slugger? Maybe. Will he win a gold glove? Probably not. Honestly, he's an okay defensive infielder. I would like to see him get some hardware. So as he goes into year 5, I guess, year 4 when you consider that was September. No, year 5. Year 5. I'm doing my math now. Year 5 for Willits. Let's hope that we can see something substantial. He had a bad rookie year, good sophomore year, and let's just see if he can do something good enough to get some attention. Maybe an 800 plus, above an 800 OPS next year. And I want to see him get a silver slugger. We're gonna probably run a little bit quicker for the next couple of years. You'll probably see us at the end of the seasons. I'm gonna try to retain this team, and I guess also see what Victor Casilla can be. So I'm going to show the lineups quick before we end up moving into the future seasons. We're pretty much just going to show the lineup, the rotation, and then we're going to go right to the end of the season. We have the same rotation. I just brought up Ryan Benjamin in Cordova. And then when I have the lineup, I will also be saying that we have pretty much the same lineup. Will Cox is going to come in. I don't have a first baseman, so BJ Murray will play finally. I accidentally skipped the screen, but yes, we are a playoff team. 903 runs in the season, 593 runs allowed, 6 games at the end of the season, won by a lot. Mets are a playoff team, but yeah, we have the #1 seed. Good for Taj Bradley. He gets the Cy Young in 2032. Add another one to the list. That's 4 Cy Youngs for us. 3 for Gore, 1 for Bradley. Hank Aaron goes to Casilla. National League MVP goes to Casilla. And the batting title to James Wood. So no triple crown for him this year. Instead, I just simulated the season. And I don't think nope. I want to say that's the RBI record. I think that's the RBI record. 206 hits, 68 homers, 192 RBIs. I think that's the RBI record. Okay. Yep. What is with it? With first baseman for the Nationals, apparently that's all you need. If you want to get a generational talent, play as the Nationals and draft the first baseman. Because what? This is supposed to be about Willits. Are you... What? Anyways, Casilla MVP, Wood in second. Bradley, Cy Young, Gore in second. All right, bat and title, Wood, Casilla, Irizarry. Actually, I want to check one thing. Willits got hurt within like 3 weeks, and we're waiting for awards, so... Okay, no-go glove for Willits. How about Silver Slugger? So he got hurt with like 3 weeks left, and he didn't win Silver Slugger. Yeah. He's healthy now, but 155 games. If he played the 162, he might get it. Plus 800 OPS, so maybe he's got a shot in the future. Anyways, when we go look at the AL side and ignore whatever that was, Torkelson, MVP, 42 homers, 284 average for the Mariners. Peralta wins Cy Young for the Houston Astros, 3 ERA, 164 strikeouts. League leaders had Taj Bradley, lead in winning percentage and wins, and Casilla, Wood, Casilla. I think the benefit and the reason he got so many RBIs is so he was hitting fourth. He had Irizarry hitting first, he had Wood hitting third, and Willits hitting second. And I think Willits hit like 290 something or 289. So he had guys always on base in front of him. I am kind of in shock. Okay. I'm just... Wood... what is this? What? Let's just... Yeah. You know what? Yeah, let's just... Quick, here's what you see from the other side. You know, we're just gonna... Let's go look at our team. Gore had a 3.2. Bradley had a 2.71. Sennett had a 3.07. Sakura was all right. Pena was great. The bullpen had lean 236 with 51 saves again. Decent bullpen all around. Some guys got sent down. Susana got sent down again. He wasn't good. Cordova got sent down. He was great, actually. Oh my God, 288. He was fantastic. Who else got sent down? Orneas? Terrible. Lantigua? Meh. Yeah. Cox got sent down. BJ Murray got sent down. He hit 230. Yeah, kind of deserved to. But when we look at our actual lineup, Mlbtheshow 266 off the bench this year. Hassel 200 off the bench. Seaver King hit 240. Yeah, look at the top of the lineup. Irizarry 314, 11 home runs, 57 RBIs. Willits 289, 24 home runs, 80 RBIs. James Wood 338, 44 home runs, 124 RBIs. Then Casilla, 321, 192 RBIs and 68 homers. Then Riley Green had an amazing season, 277, 109 and 34 homers. Crews was actually not that great, but he still had 81 RBIs. 254 for Ruiz with 19 homers. 291 average for Petrie. I'm at a loss for words right now. I thought last year's offensive team was great. What the hell is this team? We have the Dodgers, the Giants and Padres are playing in the other NL series. The Angels are playing the Astros, and the Orioles are playing the Blue Jays. So let's see what we can do here against the Dodgers. Gore versus Zach Root in Game 1. It's a 7-3 loss, actually. Gore gets lit up in 2 innings. Okay. All right. Not a good start, guys. Coming off the World Series and being a great team. Come on. Okay. Taj Bradley versus Skubal. All right. We win that one. Game 3, Sennett versus Mizorowski. I hate this team, dude. Sennett versus Mizorowski. Game 3. Whoa, we win that one 6-0. Sakura versus Andrew Abbott in Game 4. We win that one. We are taking on the Padres or Giants in the NLCS. That is going to be the San Francisco Giants. We've got Francesco Pena versus Boz, then Gore versus McClanahan, and then Bradley versus Sasaki. So 2 Rays, and then a Ray. So 3 Rays in a row, because we have a Ray, and they have a Dodger. All right, Game 1, Pena versus Boz. In this one, we win 8-3. Game 2, Gore versus McClanahan. Please redeem yourself, Mackenzie. He does. We win 12-5. We are up 2-0. Bradley versus Sasaki in Game 3. We win 11-2. And then Sennett versus Wisenhunt in Game 4. We do lose that one. Sakura versus Boz in Game 5. We lose that one. Game 6, Pena versus Sasaki. We lose that one. And then Gore versus McClanahan in Game 7. What? We are eliminated by the Giants. We blew a 3-0 lead. It's hard when your MVP, Victor Casilla, has 2 homers, a triple, and 7 RBIs. And it's not enough because Mackenzie Gore gives up 9 runs in 3 innings. We are not repeating as World Series champions. The Giants defeat the Angels in the 2032 World Series. Just to give myself a little bit of a limit on this, we are going to go 1 more year to be able to classify whether or not Willits and this rebuild entirely is a success. We have completed every single goal, pretty much except for getting Willits that trophy. I need to have something in the trophy case outside of a World Series ring. Looking at Silver Slugger, because with his teammates, he's not doing anything else. The problem is, this was really his opportunity. He had a phenomenal year, and he didn't get rewarded for it. I'll wish him luck. Maybe he'll be better next year, but we're going to need to see like a 900 OPS from him. We're keeping the same team, so he's still got a shot. Nobody's leaving, by the way. Exact same team. This is going to be the pitching rotation for 2033. Gore, Bradley, Sennett, Pena. We're going to bring up Ross Breester, who used to be the #1 prospect in all of baseball. Jared Rojas is also going to come up with Santana. I have so many starting pitchers. This is kind of a crazy thing. I just stockpiled so much pitching talent. Yeah, we built one of the greatest farm systems ever. Lineup wise, Irizarry, Petry, Wood, Casilla, Green, Willits, Crews, Tyson, and Keibert Ruiz. Tyson was, remember, the 2nd round pick the same year that we ended up taking Casilla. Actually, no, that's 2028. So that's the 2nd round pick. We took the Senate. And then when we take a look, I also traded for Nico Cavadas. I traded away a couple guys that are basically could be starters for us, but I just have so many starters. I needed to make some room. I already forgot which ones I traded. And just got a guy who can hit lefties. I could have got something way better, but I didn't want to like really fleece, so I got a 34-year-old backup first baseman. And that's going to be the lineup for this year. We're just going to kind of go with this and hope that we can get Willits something. This is going to be the last year of this one, and we'll see what he does. And see if, Casilla stays being the god that he's been. Because, of course, he has been. I love drafting Nationals first baseman. Now, that's the kind of start I'm talking about. 389? Yes. If he hits like this, Silver Slugger guaranteed. That's what I'm talking about. At least one piece of hardware. He's an all-star. He made the all-star game, hitting 319 right now, over 400 on-base percentage, over 900 OPS. It's kind of what I asked for. He's almost at 6 WAR already. Also, cool thing I just noticed, James Wood in left field. Jacob Young is an all-star. Good for the Cardinals. Good for Jacob Young. We obviously didn't keep him. He ends up being an all-star over there in St. Louis. And then Dylan Crews. We could have had a full all-star outfield. Whatever. I'll take the clutch performance by Riley Green out of anything. Edlein's also an all-star this season. So, yeah. Awesome. And so in the last year on his rookie deal, 113-49, give us another chance to win another World Series. And that's a trophy. Eli Willits and Dylan Crews gold gloves. Willits gets a gold glove. I actually didn't think he was going to get one. I thought he was more offensive than defense. Hank Aaron goes to James Wood. National League MVP, Victor Casilla. Batting title, Victor Casilla. Triple Crown, Victor Casilla. Casilla. Everybody else, I don't really know what to say. This is insane. Victor Casilla, 334, 55 home runs, 162 RBIs. It's a down year for him, you know. Worst year of his career, honestly. It actually is. That's crazy. He wins an MVP. Worst year of his career. Only 6 WAR and a triple crown. 220 hits, 55 home runs. 162 RBIs. He's almost at 500 career RBIs. He's at 178. Side by side with Trujillo right now. With Trujillo. This guy is awesome. This is crazy to me. It's so crazy that we found another one. I never thought I would find another one. And I've been seeking another one. And we found another one. James Wood was the runner-up. Claudio Davia of the Rockies wins the Cy Young. Glenn Sennett was actually second. So good for him to be second there. Strikeout numbers were a big difference. Honestly, Darren Reyes deserves that. 230 ERA there. We take a look at the AL side. Oh! Big Christmas MVP. What? That's cool. I've never seen that. He's an 85 overall. All right. 251, 39 home runs, 114 RBIs for him. And Jared Jones wins the Cy Young for the Baltimore Orioles. League leaders Francisco Pena led in ERA with a 2.10 and winning percentage, and Otis Adlin in saves 55. And then Casilla Willits for us right there. Casilla leading the way with 334 average, beating out Charlie Condon of the Rockies. 220 hits, he leads the way there. Condon had a fantastic year. Shout out Charlie Condon for this great season. Just doesn't match. And Willits 187 hits right behind him there. And then home run leader, Casilla was number 1, 55. Wood was number 2. Willits was number 4. Like, yeah, that's what we'd love to see. Led the way in RBIs again, Victor Casilla. So, yeah, saves, Otis Adlin. When it comes to ERA, Francisco Pena with 210. That's crazy, actually. That's a really good season for him. Cy Young, robbed. He went 14-2. He had 129 strikeouts. Maybe he gets robbed. He deserves a Cy Young. Anyways, and then strikeout leader, Claudio de Villa, because strikeouts matter. On the AL side, Ivan Herrera leads the way. 323 average for the Blue Jays, gets the batting title. Hits leader, Corey Tyson with the White Sox, gets 194 hits. Your home run leader in the AL actually, is Big Christmas. Mackenzie Noel, 39 home runs. Saves in the AL goes to Greg Goff of the Orioles with 54 saves. ERA leader, Spencer Strider with a 2.79 for the Cleveland Guardians. And your strikeout leader, Chase Burns, now with the Twins, 192. Sakura was kind of the one who was the odd man out. He got sent down 675. I'm going to wish him luck. We're probably just going to trade him at the end of the year. Well, actually, we're done at the end of this year, but I would realistically trade him at the end of this year. Susana wasn't very good. Cordova was actually pretty good, 303. He was really good again, so good for him. He ended up being the bullpen again. Nobody else gets sent down of note at the major league level. Jarrett Rojas, 314 with a 126 whip, only 14 innings though. Lantigua, 281 with a 106, phenomenal in 109 innings. Rod Barrett didn't play. Gregorio Shashin with 79 strikeouts and a 318 ERA and 143 whip. When you take a look at Ryan Benjamin, 274 with a 112 and 125 strikeouts and 102 innings. Great setup, man. And then Otis Adlin, 244, 83 whip, 64 Ks, and another 55 save season. He's at 210 saves, and he's only 26 years old. We're talking about a potential 400 save guy, maybe 500 saves. 600. He's been really, really good, especially over the last 3 years. Mackenzie Gore is regressing. He still has a $46 million contract, but hey, you backload those things when you know that you've got an ace. And we had an ace, 345, 131 with 170 strikeouts. Another great season for him. You know, that's why he did win the Cy Young. Taj Bradley, 327 with a 114 whip and 174 Ks. Sennett, 340, 126 whip with 159 Ks. Pena, amazing season, 210, 104 whip with 129 Ks. And Ross Breester, 317, 119 whip with 145 Ks. Phenomenal season from him. Pitching staff did great. Lineup wise, Nick Cavados with the 247 average and as a lefty platoon, not a bad addition. Caleb Lomavita will probably take the catcher role eventually. He's better defensively, but he can't hit as well as Keibert Ruiz. 213, he only played 30 games. Anyways, Mark Hong, nothing really much. Seaver King, 244, 7 homers this season, not bad. Taking a look at the lineup, Ton Irizarry ended up, he's an 87 overall, which is awesome, actually. But one of his worst seasons, 286 with 14 home runs, 58 RBIs. Willits, we saw it. He ended up getting a Gold Glove and a Silver Slugger and an All-Star. Great season from Willits. 33 homers, 187 hits, 310, 394 on base percentage, 956 OPS with a grand total of 9.7 WAR. Yes, this is what we're looking for. 2033 Eli Willits is officially a good player in a contract year, which means he's going to get a bag, probably from us. James Wood, 306, 38 home runs, 129 RBIs. Victor Casilla, yeah. Riley Green, 260 with 16 home runs and 54 RBIs. Petrie, 264, 14 homers, 48 RBIs. Dylan Crews, 307, 25 homers and 81 RBIs. Ryan Tyson, the rookie, 249, 13 homers, 56 ribbies. And Keibert Ruiz, he's regressing, but still pretty good, 243, 14 homers. Look how consistently he's played. He had a really good 2030, but like he's been just consistent. He's at 1756 basically since right here, 2025. Just been a consistent hitter across the board. Actually, I mean, you could even say 2022. He's just been a good player. It's great to have. It's great to have a catcher that's just consistently productive. So we have the Padres in our first matchup. The Rockies are playing the Reds. The Guardians are playing the Astros, and the Mariners are playing the Orioles on the other side. Can we make it back? Last year, we lost after a 3-0, just, complete collapse against the Giants. We don't have to see them this time. Can we take down the Padres? We have Gore versus Mayfield in Game 1, Bradley versus Skeens in Game 2, and Sennett versus Crews Schoolcraft in Game 3. Game 1, Gore versus Mayfield. We win 9-4. Gore gets a victory here in Washington. Bradley versus Skeens in Game 2, 8-12 loss. Bradley does get kind of beat up in this one, but it looks like we would have lost that one anyways. Got to take a game off of them here in San Diego. Sennett versus Schoolcraft in Game 3 is an 0-4 loss, no offense. We are now down 2-1 to the San Diego Padres after a 113-win season. Pena versus Sanchez in Game 4. We win that one 11-3. In Game 5, Breester versus Skeens. Can we take it? We can. We will be taking on the Rockies in the NLCS. Rockies usually have a really fun team by this point because normally they, suck for so long. They just get to draft like generational talent after generational talent, and you just get to see if they develop guys. And they had a lot of all-stars I saw, but also Miguel Reyes, DH right here, ends up being he's good at fielding. Why is he playing DH? Amador Condon is still here. Charlie Fleming, I think, was an all-star for them. I don't know who Jared Thomas is. A lot of these guys are just kind of guys we don't know. Then there's Cuero and Carrig and Condon. And Curtis Mead, who I believe is a Rays prospect. And then they've got a lot of decent pitchers, including the Cy Young winner in this one. So let's see what we can do against this team. We are the better team. So we have the Rockies. Astros are playing the Orioles on the other side. Let's see what we can do. Gore versus Reyes in Game 1 is a 3-1 victory. Good game by Mackenzie Gore. Game 2, Bradley versus Claudio Davia in this one. The last two Cy Young winners in this matchup. In Game 2 is a 5-3 victory for Taj Bradley. We are up 2-0 on the Rockies going into Colorado. Sennett versus Richie Madden in Game 3. 7-6 victory. We win. And Game 4 up 3-0. Pena versus Povich. Game 5, up 3-1, Breester versus Davia. Thank you. We will be taking on the winner of the Astros or Orioles. The Houston Astros have a lot more actual major league players, so they're a little bit of an older team. They've got Will Benson in right field, Brendan Donovan at second, Roman Anthony. This is a actual prospect, Xavier Nayens, who they have, third baseman. Evan Carter, who is an 85 overall. How old is Evan Carter at this? 30? Okay, all right. Christian Encarnacion, who we beat in the World Series 2 years ago. Thank you. Josh Smith, DH. Gunnar Henderson is their shortstop. He's down to a 79 overall. And Ethan Salas, a catcher, with Jaden Fielder there. And then their starting rotation, there was a point where they actually had 3 95s. These guys are a little older. They also had Hunter Brown. He obviously is no longer there either. Bubic is an 88, Peralta is an 88, and then they have Emmanuel Clase and Porter Hodge. So I have to note, we traded him to the Rays. He was really good for them after we traded him away. He was bad for us, and he ended up being really good for them. So the Rays pitching program, they develop guys, and he was really successful for them. The 10 blown saves hurts, but 82 innings, he's still at 3.28. So anyways, see what we can do in the World Series. And so Game 1, Gore versus Bubic, and then we will have Bradley versus Peralta here in Washington. Gore versus Bubic, we win 4-3. Thank you, Otis, for getting that victory over Clase. Blown save. All right. Taj Bradley versus Freddie Peralta in Game 2 here in the capital with a victory, 5-4. We win 2 close ones, both Otis victories, meaning I think that means we probably won them in extras. If anything, going into Houston, Sennett versus Esposito in Game 3 is going to be an 0-5 loss. No offense in that one for us. Pena, who I thought could have been the Cy Young winner, versus Brandon Carpenter in Game 4 is going to be a 4-3 victory. We are up 3-1 going to Ross Breester versus Ramon Rainey in Game 5 in Houston. We win the World Series. That is 2 titles in 3 years and 2 titles of the 4 appearances we've had in the past 5 years. We are World Series champions once again. World Series MVP is Seaver King, who ends up getting that, and Victor Casilla playoff MVP. 600 average for Seaver King. Probably doesn't deserve it. It's just kind of, he had minimal opportunities and played well in the game he needed to play in. Victor Casilla with the postseason MVP. Only hit 2 homers, actually. Eli Willits was second right there. Could have gotten 2. Very, very productive for Eli Willits and James Wood right there. This is the core that we ended up building around, and I'm really happy to see that. Willits would be going into free agency at the end of this one. We did get something for him. We got him the Silver Slugger. We got him the Gold Glove. got him an all-star. I would have liked to see more, but you know, you also never know that you are going to get a guy of this caliber to come up afterwards in Victor Casilla. Because if I would have known this was here, yeah, I probably wouldn't have set a goal for big awards, you know, for Eli Willits. But I'm happy. He's 26. He's already got 955 career hits at age 26. He's got a couple more years. I mean, he could play for a long time yet. And he's got a pretty good stat line, like a good bat. He plays good defense. And I'm really happy for him. I'm glad that he turned it around. Look at the 98 fielding stat. I love it. I love it. But I think that's where we're going to end it here. We turned him into a good player. And I'm happy for him. He has 2 rings. He has a Gold Glove, a Silver Slugger. And I think the only way he gets himself an MVP is if he went to the AL. Because the AL seems to be kind of rough right now. But we're not going to let him do that. We wouldn't let him do that. We'd keep him in Washington. He'll be a good core piece. He'll get a bunch of Silver Sluggers, a couple Gold Gloves probably, and a couple more titles. We're talking, you know, I guess Derek Jeter. No, that's a little bit much. He just wears number 2. I'm just taking the comps right now, right? 2 World Series wearing the number 2. Okay. All right. There's a little bit of comparisons there. Anyways, I'd say that this ended up being a success, even if it did take a little bit longer. It's 2033. I know this is a very long video, and I know that we could go longer, but I think we've seen how this story has played out with Victor Casilla, with Alexis Trujillo. Now, if I had control of it, how many more would he have? Dude, this dude would win 10 rings and 10 MVPs, because I would make sure to keep this team around him. But that's too easy. So anyways, I think that's why we're going to end here. But I will say this. We did this for Trujillo, and we could do this for this rebuild as well. If you want to see us extend this and go further and finish the careers of Casilla and Willits and Wood and Gore and all of that, if you get me, I don't think I've hit a like goal ever, but if we go 500 likes, it's a really high number, and I don't expect to hit it. But I also don't, I've got a lot of videos I got to make, so I fully understand that. I'm setting a high goal for you because I really want you to want it for me to make another one like the same video that we basically just made with Trujillo. But we did get the titles, we did reach our goals, and Willits did end up becoming something. I'm glad that he wasn't the disappointment he was in the first couple of years. It was a very negative feeling. Casilla came in, changed the culture, you know? That's just what we needed. So at the end of this, I want to thank you very much for watching. If you like the roster, I'm going to make some adjustments to it. I'll probably update it again to make sure that it's a little bit more balanced. I saw some errors. You know, we saw the Kershaw contract, the Boyd contract, saw Gavin Lux develop. I saw a couple guys develop a little bit too much. So I will go in and I will fix a couple of those things for the rosters for the future. But if you liked this and you want to play and you want to try it, you know that my rosters are in the vault to try yourself with these same players, with these prospects. If you want to do that, you won't get Casilla. Actually, no, you will, because if you play as the Nationals, apparently draft a first baseman and you'll get one of those. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this, and adios.